God damn it. Hi, everyone. Welcome back for another week of A House Divided with the wonderful peeps over yonder right there. Oh my gosh. And I think, yes, it's doing the thing that I wanted to do. So, as we're going to keep doing this one, welcome back. It has been a long day, but it has been a really good day. But I might seem a little frazzled, but sometimes as a game master, you might find yourself in that position, which makes running A House Divided actually wonderful. Specifically, that is because, well, A House Divided comes completely pre-prepped from Foundry VTT. It's actually the people who make that virtual tabletop that we're playing on, except they're the ones who make the entire thing. They have a huge writing team that more and more people are starting to join, and it is actually pretty awesome having that stuff prepped. As a frazzled GM, sometimes it's a true lifesaver. So that is what we're playing. I'm super excited for our 6th session now. As we're picking it back up, though, yeah, I know, 6? Right? It's pretty sweet.
Wow.
Is it 6? Is it 5? It's 5 or 6. It's
6. I don't know.
It's 6. I just count up. That's all I do.
I think it's 6. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's 6.
But anyways, so
it says 6, so we're gonna go with 6.
Yeah,
is it right?
It is official 6 now.
Doesn't matter.
Thank you, Kerwin. Thank you. But that's the fun part of it. However, I've also been, for people that have been watching, thank you guys so much for watching in the first place. For the people that have been watching, it has been just amazing to see because they get so excited, and they don't necessarily get excited because of the module. They don't get excited because of me even necessarily. You know why they get excited? Because they see an awesome group of players. And so really, if anything tonight, I want to give all of this love to these 6 wonderful people that I get to play, and I want to be very clear about that, get to play D&D with. Thank you 6 for playing D&D with me and making me just be so lucky, honestly, in a way to get to play this with you. So thank you.
Aww.
Yeah. You gotta say it sometimes too. But then brutally murder their characters, and that is what we're going to do tonight. All right, everyone. Hey, well, thank you, by the way, for all those crazy subs. Oh, y'all so quick. Thank you. With that stuff, as we're going to pick it up again, just a brief recap, because last week was momentous, eventful. No, just kidding. The peeps ended up taking a little bit of a long rest. However, that long rest was not necessarily without more information revealed. From the opening of a barrel inside of a storage room, where Henry, of course, found himself a little acid splashed, to actually exiting the manor itself. You, Celine, again encountered the weird feeling of having a mission, a vision sent from your patron. You remember it being a raven flying over the manor some 20 years ago. You saw a long line, a lot of people showing up to the estate, coming out of carriages and climbing into it, being greeted by Darius himself, the grandfather of Brockton, of course, for this grand celebration of Ilana's memory. I remember it's to her name, the late wife of the lord of this estate. You traveled back to the town where, yes, there was a little bit more not so niceness, let's call it, displayed towards our elven friend. Now, Bryn, as you have very much seen, there's a legacy to the Crown's endeavors and the friction points that have existed between themselves and the Elven Empire that, of course, has been stamped out and no longer exists. And as you encountered some of this, you quickly went to resummon your little, let's say, formerly feline, mostly bones now friend. Beyond that, we also had Brockton traverse the outskirts of this little hamlet, the town that is maybe some hour travel away from the Raventree Manor estate. And there you were able to meet Father Frank, who, of course, presumed you would be the next lord of the estate. Having a connection to the family itself, he then was almost perturbed to hear that you weren't interested in taking the title, or at least hadn't actively thought about it. Later, assuming that when the next morning, of course, came about and you went to church, you introduced Celine, potentially the future lady of the estate, and immediately started making, okay, how many babies are you going to have plans? Because, nobility and such. You said fuck to all of that, left the hamlet and the village, and made your way back, but not before you had actually the evening before met some other travelers, adventurers, witch hunters, and people generally hired by the crown to root out the evil that the elves supposedly had spread across the land. the horrors that go bump in the night. And as you traveled there, you saw the signs of them having traveled the path as well. As you arrived upon the gates of the manor once more in the morning, you heard a loud boom from the upstairs second floor of the estate. And that is where we're going to pick it up today. Anything that you guys would like to add before we pick it back up?
Henry had bad mushrooms. Did we mention the bad mushrooms?
There were some bad shrooms, yes.
But also healing potions. So
healing potions in the end.
You got some healing potions. Never forget to make yourself some healing potions, which was super helpful. So as we pick it back up, is there anything that you guys wanted to call up besides that? Alrighty. Oh,
nah.
Brockton?
I think so.
Huh?
I don't think so.
Cool.
Nothing comes to mind.
Of course, this was supposed to be a horror thing, has become about the young adult fictionette that we have created, of course.
A house of thorns and booze.
A house of,
Basically.
oh
It's
my
fine.
goodness. As you guys walk
As long
back,
as we don't have sparkly vampires, we'll be fine.
well,
Yeah, we're better than that now.
no
We've
promises.
moved on. We've moved on.
No,
We've
That's
grown
true.
up.
not
Yeah.
on my watch.
As you guys walk in, you once again see the large chandelier, but as you guys look around Brockton, you immediately notice with your passive investigation and perception that indeed there are many now somewhat dried boots tracking throughout, crisscrossing the pathway here. You can see that the boots seem to have gone eastward, much like you guys did, but also northward into the hallway. You see other boots having carried upwards into the higher reaches to the second floor of the house. It seems like indeed this party came in here and has been, or at least did over the night, check out the rest of the estate, knowing that you are also here trying to do the same.
Well, looks like we're not alone anymore. Hopefully they didn't
Those
find that
fuckers.
secret
They're probably
stairway.
stealing things.
What do you think that sound was?
Hopefully they all died.
I don't know what they'd be stealing. There's nothing in this house.
They could be stealing a rust monster. But regardless, I think we should go check it out.
Let's go. So, who wants to go first?
All right,
Well,
so
me,
we went
surely.
upstairs. All right, let's go.
Wait,
Great.
do we want to maybe check out the hidden stairway I found in the other room over here?
I think something is directing us upstairs. And
Yes,
we
but
should
the
go.
stairs went up. It might
Oh,
give us an
Oh.
that's
So we
fair
can sneak up on them.
ability to get the drop on them possibly, or find something they haven't.
Fair. So
For that
if we see
matter-
them, are we going to like jump them and like take all their stuff? Is that the plan?
Not necessarily,
Oh.
but
Oh. That's okay.
I
like
I'd
that
rather
plan.
not let them get the drop on us. If
perhaps we
Or
can
to
just
leave
put
it
them in
there
a
if it's-
cage and then question them later.
Oh yes.
All right, up the secret stairs. Oh, these doors are locked now. Yep, these doors
As you
are
kind of like
locked.
push up against it,
Oh, right.
you can still feel, and you remember how the thorns and roots on the other side kind of had covered it shut. So you know that you would have to go all the way around, as shitty as that sounds, and hack all those roots apart in order to gain access into the library once more.
that is
I
true.
think we must
Right,
brave the
right.
stairs.
I forgot about the roundabout.
I can
What if there's a
firebolt the
hidden room
plants.
in here, or a hidden
I brought
stairway over here as well?
firebolt today.
Hey.
I forgot I did that until
Just
just
remember
now,
when a
and it was because of
house
the
is-
plants.
Quite a lot of wood. So,
Oh, right.
right.
That's why we weren't gonna
David,
fireball
knowing-
the house.
Listen,
Rock.
let's go
As you-
upstairs.
as
Why
you
are we so
walk-
scared of these?
As you walk into this room once more, once again, the ghost of Perius and Anmatar kind of reappears. Oh, hello. Have you come to get me? I have been waiting here for quite a long time.
I'm just here to check for something, unfortunately. My apologies.
Ugh,
I would
the
like
place
to-
is just insufferable. Kind of floats back towards another cushion. Kind of seems to sit down. Ugh. What exactly is it that you are looking for?
Just checking for something over here, and I would like to see if there's a similar secret door to the one on the other side.
And
over here.
your DM senses were tingling correctly as you push open another secret door.
Maybe the family just likes symmetry, David. Maybe
No,
they're just a
no.
symmetrical
Mm-mm.
family.
No, it had it in the notes. Hey, by the way, this is DM law. It's weird. I don't know why.
Hmm,
It wasn't my DM senses; it was
Interesting.
my symmetry senses.
that's right.
Does this?
We just really love
does this stair
geometry
go up as
and
well?
symmetrical
It
houses.
also goes up. That's right.
All right. Wander back over to the door. There's a similar stairway in here. Let's try it.
Oh, wonderful.
Marcus, were we supposed to bring that ghost somewhere? Because I don't remember us saying we were
Oh, hello.
gonna bring him somewhere.
Are any of you supposed to get me? I was definitely supposed to be gotten, retrieved.
No, nobody here is here to get you. You can just quiet down and sit.
I mean,
Remains
you're a
Excuse
ghost,
you,
so
sir.
you
but
definitely got at some point.
He
What?
did indeed. Anyway, up the stairs. Let's go.
Did we ask this ghost its name and stuff?
Yeah, he's the
Yeah.
glassmaker guy.
Yeah, the animator.
Probably some.
Yeah,
Hilarious
yeah.
animator.
Let's go
I
upstairs
think.
first.
I don't know,
you all speak in a
he
very
was the first
odd
thing.
manner.
He was the first guy we met when we got here. That was such a long time ago. I don't remember what he
It's
needed
like
us
6
to do.
sessions ago at this point, you know.
There are some other adventurers milling around. You'll keep them entertained if you see them, won't you?
Oh,
We
you're
never
with
ended
the
up checking out
entertainers
these doors
from
over here,
last
did we?
evening.
Oh no, we went into the dance hall and had to ghost dance.
We'll worry about it later.
Yeah. We gotta kill these people that are in the house
Bye.
first.
Good luck. Ugh, entertainers. The withers stick a lot.
Oh
Great.
right. We told them we were entertainers. It's all
Yeah,
coming back
connection.
to me now.
You step upwards, and as you do, you see that indeed there's another latch from the inside of the doorway as you open it up. Brock, you look into a large room, and as you look through it, you can see that there's definitely something is off about this room. You look about, and it looks like a luxurious suite, almost as if it was designed for visiting figures or maybe someone of import. The north wall features the remains of once would have been an ornate map of the region, but long lost to rot and decay. Now, as you kind of like look around, you can see that others must have set up camp here. You can see bedrolls spread out. You can see a great sword lying beside a bedroll. It is almost as if another group of adventurers once upon a time came through here and rested in this room. Now, the majority of it looks like it might have been maybe a sitting area where things of depth could have been discussed and meetings had. Its furniture, however, has been piled against the door, seemingly to prevent entry, and seems to have been broken up, and some of the stuff is conspicuously absent now. The top of a table lays on the floor, propped up against partially broken display cases, its legs removed. A ruined bedroom is laid out on the rug of the sitting room with a clear view of the barricaded and non-barricaded doors, as though someone had made themselves a comfortable sentry post. A rusted two-handed sword seems to lay there, untouched. As you guys look about,
Oh,
what do you
didn't
do?
look rusted in the picture. I was like, something cool for Henry, but maybe not. Well, all right. I stepped in and the world didn't explode. That's a.
Oh,
step
as
in
you
the
step
right direction,
inside. I'm
I
just kidding.
These
Oh.
are broken mirrors.
Ooh.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting.
It looks like the windows are shattered, and indeed the mirrors are also broken.
And the top of the table, you said it was like a barricade?
It seems like this entire area was blocked off so as to prevent travel. So you can't even stand there, Celine. You would be like back there, exactly. There's like a sitting couch, more broken mirrors, an entire almost like armoire.
Well, looks like the room's been turned over.
So the adventuring gear is old, right? It's not like the people that we suspect coming in.
Make me an investigation check.
All right. I'm not good at these, just like, start kicking things around.
Hey.
That's pretty good.
Oh, sorry.
21.
You look up through, and as you kind of like start poking about, lifting things with like maybe a weapon or something, you can see that the room's large bed has been stripped of its sheets, covers, and pillows, but a pair of bedrolls lay atop it with sheets in disarray, like someone tried to climb out of the bed very rapidly. The door to the closet is closed, but was ransacked a long time ago, and other than that, it's empty shelves, discarded clothing. Look through, and as you kind of check things out, it seems like there's old, moth-eaten clothing mixed in with finer clothes. And as you kind of turn one over, you see an emerald pendant kind of roll over. You can see a beautiful golden chain kind of around it and affixing the pendant at the bottom of it. Though dirty and dusty, you can see that it was handled relatively recently. And you can see that in the back of it, engraved in the gold of it, inset, it reads, "To my beloved Elsieth, may this ever remind you of me." As you consider that, you think that this would be something that could maybe mean something to your dear friend.
Yeah, it'll just be like, "Hey, Brock, here you go." I'll just toss it to him.
Yeah, and to be clear, that came out of that backpack right there. It seems
Okay.
like somebody had gone over and does that. As you kind of catch it, Brockton, roll me a D100.
Uh-oh. Now it explodes.
That's decent.
Yeah, we got
You remember being in the northern part of the grove of the grounds. You remember the warm summer wind flowing past your skin, the rays of sunlight baking against it, you having your eyes closed and seeing just the golden sunshine with the intermixed red of the blood pumping through your eyelids as a child. And you remember your mother with beautiful, simple, white gown that has gold and green inlays. Gold and green always having been colors that she favored, for it reminded her of the nature, the worlds that gave life to everything, to every creature under the sun. And you remember her working on the great oak in the north. You remember her working and interacting with it. You remember her willing forth energy that she had learned. You remember your father walking towards her, a look of concern across his face. Go to make me a perception or insight check.
Save yourself. Won't go with insight. Nah.
You were perhaps so distracted by the sounds of the birds around you that in that moment, you didn't look towards your mother, you looked towards your father. And you saw that concern splayed across him. Your father was always a little overbearing, a little bit of a helicopter parent. Never allowing you to swing off of the trees like your mother did. Never allowing you to run around without saying, "Be careful." And you can see that it almost sends this primal tingling down your spine of feeling, oh, he's about to say something. Oh, maybe I don't want to be here. I don't want to be in trouble. That childlike fear of being in trouble kicking in, except it was weird to you at the time. You remember looking at your father in that moment, having that same look that he usually did for you, and you did something that you were not supposed to, but this time focused on your mother. It was emotion that you couldn't really unpack too well as a child, but you knew there was concern Like your mother was not supposed to do something and your father had just caught her doing that. As he turned his back towards you, covering your mother completely from view, you could not really make out the hushed voices as if they were going back and forth, whispering in sharp S's at each other. You watched as your mother kind of pushed past your father, frustrated, shaking her head, touching that pendant once more, and walking back towards the house. And as you're standing once again in the house in the present day, you hold this beautiful emerald pendant in your hand, this thing that once belonged to your mother, and the rucksack of a looter.
This was Mother's. I'm glad we found it. Thank you, Henry.
Yeah, Henry's not even paying attention anymore. He's just like picked up the rusted sword and swinging it around. It's for fun.
Henry, as you kind of swing it through, what's interesting is it has rusted, but the way it rusted, it definitely didn't rust in this place. It rusted somewhere and then was brought here. So as with your 21 investigation, you kind of go through some of the options. You think to yourself, okay, maybe it was actually that it was on display somewhere in the house and they brought it here. And you look for clasps or some kind of indicators that would say it hung on a wall. But there are none. This is definitely a sword that has been swung, and you can feel the grooves of the strong hands that once carried this blade. Though it is not magical, you kind of look upon it and you can almost see within the rust itself a subtle glow that seems to be kind of flaking away.
Maybe they kept the rust on it, so if they cut someone with it, it would give them tetanus.
Yes, it's a +1 tetanus blade.
It
Super
would-
tetanus exists. It's in the Lost Mines of Phandelver, I think.
I'm gonna blink my eyes, and they're gonna go completely black, pupilless black, and I'm gonna detect magic and see if either one of these things give me any sense of magic.
You get a sense of magic from both, and both are confusing. An interwoven mix, like a really shittily made weaving. Like all these different strings strung together and overlayered in an ugly attempt of a 6-year-old for the first time trying to make a piece of craft happen and then giving up. And as you think on that, go to make me an Arcana check.
Okay. 10.
You're not sure what that pendant is all about. It seems to have a weird taste to it, almost. The way that it resonates within the confines of your detect magic spell that is not necessarily familiar to you. It's other, it's different, it's weird. But you look towards the sword and the effect, and you have seen that before. An object that crossed the planes, that was subjected to rapid time differentiation.
I loathe to ask this question, but Bryn,
Yes.
I don't suppose you could tell us what these two objects are. I'm getting a strange sense from them.
Well,
In what way?
can you tell what kind of magic it is, at least?
Can I tell about what kind of magic it is from either of them?
Both of them seem to have been exposed to a multitude of schools, but none of them have like a radiating aura of like, oh, this is abjuration magic. Nothing like that. It just has latent ether kind of clung to it, like raw magic.
No, I don't think. Well, I don't know about the pendant, but the sword I don't think is from this plane of existence.
As you look upon it, Henry, you kind of look at the make of it, you kind of hold it up and kind of like let the light refract off of it. And then you see actually a castle smith's mark at the bottom of it. she's wrong. Actually, this is from this plane. This is a smith from the Crown made this blade. This is a castle forged steel blade.
Henry doesn't want to correct Celine, so he's he'll just be like, it could be, yeah, I mean, definitely.
Henry's gonna be such a good husband.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I can take a look at it. I, for the first time ever in my life, prepared identify today.
Oh.
So
Do you have the pearl?
Oh, good.
Yeah, from the necklace that we found.
Perfect.
Hmm.
You pull it out. You go crisscross applesauce, and what does it look like when you identify something?
I've never really had to think about that. I think it's just kind of awkward silence and me just staring intently at it, but like nothing actually visual. It's just me awkwardly staring at whatever I'm identifying.
All right, so as you pull out your smartphone, you type in Google, what is now? So as you sit there and start to identify, because you're casting this as a ritual, I'm guessing, right?
No, I'm just casting it. I prepared identify
What do
today.
you guys do for 10 rounds of combat? I'm just kidding. What do you guys do over the next minute?
Check the other doors to see why they're not blocked.
All right, which one do you check?
Closest one. Hopefully not the trapped one.
All right.
Oh,
as you
before
open the
I
door,
forget, so I don't. Well, because I want to make sure I have spell slots. I would have recast Mage Armor on Marcus too. I already took one off for myself because I still have it on me, but I would have cast it on Marcus again too.
Roger.
Thank you.
Will it work if I? Oh well, okay. I'll just mark it up. Okay.
Yeah.
Cool.
As you open this, you see an old, dilapidated bathroom of sorts. In the center of the room, you can see burn marks and the remains of a campfire that seem to have been fed by broken furniture from the other room. Likely the people who last used this room were using the tiled floor as a way to keep warm without burning the house down. An open but discarded, partly filled bottle of long-spoiled wine seems to sit on one of the tiles. It also seems like someone took the time to wipe the mirror mostly clean sometime in the last couple of days, hours. It seems to be cleaner than the rest of the bathroom. Go to make me a perception check.
Oh boy.
With
Wait,
disadvantage.
you're looking at mirrors?
Perfect. Because Marcus
With
is blind.
disadvantage?
Yeah.
Yeah. I can roll worse, I'm sure.
Let's not put it to the test. You look around, and Marcus, the hair on the back of your thick neck starts to stand on end.
Okay.
We're backing up. We closing the door.
Go for it.
Hey, so you're making me do it. All of a sudden.
Marcus,
There's a bathroom in there. It's spooky.
as you say that, what kind of shoes do you wear?
What kind of shoes do I wear?
What kind of question?
Yeah.
Not the shoes. How dare you?
They're Louboutins. They
Now
cute.
you've
They're
gone too
red
far.
bottoms.
Yes. Marcus, actually, it's probably the most humble thing that he wears. Just, I mean, still finely crafted, of course, but just some very lovely, plain, like, brown leather boots
Are they
that I've
penny
definitely seen,
loafers?
the muck on your heads.
They are indeed designed for wear, right? Something that maybe a more uppity hunter might wear for like going to church or something like that, right? They do have that more solid base in the back and that distinctive that all of you guys have started to associate with Marcus, and some of you very positively so. Some of you are just used to it. Marcus, you hear the landing of your souls behind that door.
There's another mirror in the bathroom.
Oh, that's
Yell
not
at
good.
you because I'm identifying this stupid necklace.
As the footsteps seem to come right to the other side of the store
You might want to
and stop.
step aside, move away from the door.
Henry.
Barricade
Henry.
the door. Is it an indoor or an outdoor? Is it a pull or a push?
Push
Damn it.
from Marcus's from his perspective.
Where was the mirror in the room?
Kind of like you can cover the mirror with the door, like looking from. So it swings upward this way.
If I
Or
kick the
inward
door
as
hard
well.
enough, do you think I will break it, Marcus?
With you? No doubt, I'm sure you could break it, and the door as well.
I was more talking about the mirror.
The mirror, yes, sure, I think so. Though, I think there's already somebody coming out of the mirror.
Well, they haven't made any advances to leave, so maybe they'll just stay back there?
All right, ready, Henry? I'm gonna switch.
Ready?
1, 2, on 3, 1.
2, 3.
All right, you
Push
kick the
You
door.
can't barricade a push door.
It doesn't break. And you look inside. And as you look inside, you can't even see the mirror. It's so dark in there. You can kind of see some reflection, but there does seem to be a mirror on the north wall.
I just let's go and swing at it.
As you run forward to swing at it, go ahead and make me an athletics check.
Oh boy. Oh god. Why so low?
Marcus, you
Upset
watch Henry
because
as he
it
kinda,
showed us that you
lumbers
rolled a
forward, just
dice.
like, and then suddenly, no, there's no. You watch Henry disappear into the mirror. The feet simply vanishing into the darkness northward, and everything going perfectly silent.
Oh, for goodness sake.
Well, he was a lovely human being, Celine.
Sebastian!
Oh, what? Sorry, I mean...
Well, I don't know what happened, I guess, because I can't see it. So I'm gonna walk towards the... Yeah. I'm going in. Henry?
Do careful.
Celine.
I'm gonna peek in. Actually, you know what?
Oh no.
I'm just gonna
No.
peek
Don't
in.
worry about it.
Okay. Don't worry? Okay.
As you lean
Alrighty.
around it and look northward, you look up against the mirror itself, and suddenly you see Henry just getting swarmed by what looks like dozens of these creatures, weird amorphous purplish flesh, distending themselves, turning into Marcus, turning into Bryn, turning into Henry, into the weird monster that he turns into, and just and like perfectly silent with not a single sound. You just watch Henry get pummeled and struck, and parts of him starting to get torn up. What do you do? In this moment, you realize, Celine, that if you don't interfere, Henry dies. What do you do?
I'm gonna look back and say help, and then I'm running towards the mirror.
And as you run towards the mirror, what are you going to do?
Put my hands on it? Doesn't let me in?
You put your hands against it, and it's solid glass. You see some of the creatures kind of look. The rest of you guys, this is like a split second. Celine, this is you. You understand this. Everyone is like kind of fumbling, starting to move forward, trying to probably asking like 17 questions, making sure that they really talk about the situation first. You understand that as the adrenaline is pumping through your veins, it is up to you. You feel up against it, and this is a supernatural thing. Go ahead and make me an Arcana check. I know it's your favorite. Hey! You feel this is a two-way dimensional pathway of some sort. How can you do this? How can you maybe get these creatures to pass through to allow you an entryway in as you desperately try to cling through? You understand that physical things cannot pass this. These creatures are tearing Henry apart. How do you try to get past? How do you try to get in?
Oh my god.
The rest of the party, you guys can suggest things to Marissa, so Marissa doesn't feel like it's just up to her. But this is now a character moment. So Celine is the one doing the thing.
Yeah, I'm gonna pound on the glass until the most creatures that I think will be looking at me are looking at me, and I'm gonna cast Hypnotic Pattern.
Okay. As part of that, go ahead and make me an intimidation check.
11.
Okay. As you kind of take the energy together, just like you kind of yelling at them, the rest of you guys hear Celine shouting, "Me! Take me!" And you start to cast the spell at the mirror itself. It seems to kind of backfire upon you.
I cast it in the room with me, like next to me.
I know.
Okay.
As it backfires, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Okay. 13.
The spell flashes. Time starts to move normal again. Marcus, you kind of peek in. Sebastian, maybe you run in. The rest of you kind of gonna walk around as you see a staggered Celine. Celine, as you look into the mirror, there's nothing but your reflection.
I couldn't have escaped, raged, and gotten out?
Oh, I'm sending you a separate message, my friend.
Oh.
Okay. In the mirror where he was, do I recognize where he was? Like, what kind of creatures were they? Can I get any sort of sense about where he was?
It looked exactly like the creatures that you fought up in the atrium, but the space that you saw within it looked extra dimensional. It looked like a place that is between the planes, a place that doesn't really exist, but is made so by magic. It's not a place that you can travel to except for whatever this weird mirror traversal that these creatures can engage with.
Bryn!
Yeah, I got the necklace right here.
Get in here! I'm gonna grab him. And push him. If he'll let me.
I mean, I got an 8 strength.
Look,
What's happening?
Don't go in, but look, Henry was just in the mirror, and he's gone. He's gone. How do we get him back?
What did I say about mirrors? Like 5 times
Doesn't
now.
matter now. Doesn't matter now. Bryn, go. Tell us how we do this, please. What do we do? Do we go down? Do we go upstairs? Do we go in the mirror upstairs? How do we? What do we do?
I will look in the room, not at the mirror.
You see they see an old bathtub. There's a sink. Oh yeah, there's fire. Oh my god, it's almost the mirror. You see everything but the mirror. Go to make me actually part of that. Go to make me an investigation or a perception check. Your choice.
Show.
You look around, Bryn, and you see that the ash has been disturbed. A scuffle, shuffling of feet occurred, and this is not necessarily just from the fight that just occurred, if you can even call it that. As you hiccup.
Yep, sorry. It was unexpected.
You're pretty sure that whoever took this rest in here also fell victim to the mirror monster.
Okay, I'll look in the mirror.
You look in the mirror. And as you look at it, you see your reflection. How would you describe your emotion right now? I'm guessing it's just non-existent, no emotion. He's just dead. Very corpse-like.
I'm probably, it's like not irritated because obviously I'm worried that something's happened, but like I was just in the middle of doing something and somehow in that minute of me doing something everything went crazy and I don't know what's happening now.
Okay, Celine's gonna rush back in. She's gonna push Bryn aside, seeing that he's just kind of standing there. Go up to the mirror. She's gonna take out her dagger, cut her palm open.
Oh.
Deeply. Blood's gushing out. She's gonna take it and smear it in her hands and start drawing runes on the mirror. And she's going to try to speak with her deity.
Go ahead and roll me a d4. You cut your hand as the blood starts to run down, and you start drawing symbols up there. From your perspective, Brock, Marcus, and Bryn, going to give me religion checks.
Legend.
She seems to draw sigils of death, but not the sigils that you are familiar with in the sense of your arcane studies, Bryn. These are sigils that are associated with the preservation of holy rest, of eternal rest, of passing into the beyond, into the stream of souls that are ultimately overseen by the Lady of Death herself, the Queen of Ravens. And as she draws that in, the goddess of death itself overseeing its hallowed procession, seeing undeath as disgusting. As she draws that in, maybe a lot of things might become clear to Bryn now. And you try to put up your palm up against it. And as you do, Celine, I need you to make me an insight check. As nothing seems to happen, your hand slowly slipping down, leaving blood upon that.
17.
And as it starts to go down, nothing happens. And then suddenly you can see the blood itself suddenly turning black, boiling upon the surface of the mirror. As you pull back, you have your hand kind of still open. It is that deep cut into the palm as the entire mirror seems to be boiling with this blackness. Suddenly, you watch your hand, and you watch a blood-covered, cut up, scratches and bruises everywhere, arm sticking out of the thing clearly belonging to Henry.
I grab it.
Oh, yeah, I'll grab it too. I'm not going to help. I don't know how this is going to be helpful at all.
As he stumbles out, you see these purplish arms kind of trying to rake at him, but not capable of making the purchase. As you pull him out, the mirror behind him again looks smooth. The
Smash it.
stains.
I firebolt the mirror as soon as Henry
It
is
bounces
through it.
off of it and like pew 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 pew. No, I'm just kidding. As you guys destroy the mirror, immediately it collapses down. As Henry, you stand there and you remember taking these creatures, breaking their necks, pulling them off of you, but there were too many, replicating like a cancerous growth all over you. You were getting pummeled. You were getting suffocated by the pure mass of bodies. As you suddenly see an opening of light, putting your hand through, and then got pulled out.
I say we break any beers, like from a distance from now on. Like that was, I got a few of them, but that was not fun.
I backhand Henry.
How
I
did you
have
get out?
one rule. One rule.
Yes.
What was the rule?
Don't look at the mirrors.
I wasn't looking. I had closed my eyes and I was trying to smash, and then they like grabbed my axe through the mirror, and then they like pulled me in. So it wasn't that I was like trying to like do it.
All right, new rule: don't look or get close to the mirrors.
That is fair. I will get close to the mirrors.
Does the back of the mirror or anywhere on the mirror have the runes on it that we saw on the rest of the mirrors downstairs?
No.
It was just the one that had the sigils, I think, right?
Just
The
that
big
really
one in the
large
room.
one. Mhm.
Because the ones upstairs didn't have anything on them either, right?
Yep, they were just like standard wardrobe mirrors.
Well-
I'm going to take my healing potion out and hand it to Henry.
No, you can keep that. I think maybe if we just like rest here for like an hour, I think I'll be fine.
We
Hello.
just got back, Henry. We just got back. We cannot take a rest
All
right
right,
now.
this was not his fault. If you had seen those creatures.
We all saw the creatures. We've all seen the creatures, which is why we were supposed to be avoiding the mirrors.
I killed like 10 of them. Like there's probably like 10 of them dead.
Well, you're one lucky bastard, as they say. And
I-
I'll just tap him on the shoulder and give him some healing hands.
I don't know how you came back.
I don't really know. I just saw a light and I just stuck my arm through it and then you guys pulled me out. So I don't know what you were, if you were doing anything on your side, then I appreciate it very much because it worked in some sort.
I just glanced down at the mirror that's shattered on the floor, like covered in my blood. No, nothing really.
Make me an insight check, Henry.
Boy,
Celine, if you want to, you can make a deception check. Either it's a...
Nah.
Henry, you can tell that she definitely cut her hand open and it seemed to have given up her own life to try to get you out.
It was
Thank-
very dramatic
Thank
and
you for
avoidable.
that. Okay. Next time we could just cover the mirrors. Like we should just like grab some of these sheets and like if we see a mirror, we can just throw them over it automatically.
Or, okay, everyone raise your hand if you have something that you can throw at a mirror if you need to. A dagger, a rock, your shoe, anything.
I have these billiard balls I grabbed from downstairs.
Could find something.
I mean,
I have a bag of sand.
I still say
I
like,
also have a bag of sand.
but what if we just cover them because we know the reflections and we might need them later, right? So I say we go with like the sheet method. And just cover the mirrors.
We're forgetting one important thing. We're not going to know there is a mirror in a room, and as one of us looks at it.
That is fair.
Right. Which is
Unless
why
someone has
immediately when you see a mirror, you break it.
Or cover it. Cover it.
I think that is what Henry was trying to do.
It was.
Which is why we need things that you can throw. Don't get close to the mirror. Don't look at the mirror. Don't inspect the mirror. Break the mirror.
I quite agree.
Point taken.
Or
Point
cover. Or cover.
Or destroy. Destruction's always more fun anyway.
I'm also
Who's
going to
to
reach out
say-
and cast healing hands on Henry.
The moment you look at the mirror, they can't come through. So at that point, if you cover it, what's it gonna do?
Henry, go to make me an Arcana check. It does occur to you as you think about the cover method. What Celine and Bryn had found about this one teleportation-focused mirror, that was something that could have definitely teleported people great distances, maybe even across the plains. This creature, this thing that grabbed you, seems to have the capability to travel through these mirrors. Preserving them could be quite valuable. And maybe a way to get around the house effectively, if you guys can solve how to do that.
I would just explain that. So that's why I say we just cover them, because also at the same time, right, if there's no light, there's nothing for it to reflect, right, and then boom, they can't travel through them.
Well,
Very
You know what?
smart, Henry.
That's fine. If there was not enough light to reflect it, there wouldn't be enough light to see anything, but we're just going to ignore that point. Do you know what else gets you around the house? Your feet. We don't need mirrors, but it's fine.
All right. Listen, we need to be careful. So let's stick together. All right, we don't have a lot of resources for keeping ourselves alive in here, and it's clearly more deadly than we thought it was going to be. So,
They've almost killed us twice now. I just also want to make that a point.
That is fair. It's fair.
and I
Right.
love this moment we're all having at the moment, but I would like to remind everyone that we were on our way to intercept an explosion. Don't know if everyone
right.
remembers
Right.
that.
Explosion.
You know, it
Yes.
could be possible there could be entrails all over a room somewhere, and we won't have to worry
Oh.
about people anyway.
Also, since you guys couldn't wait a minute, this necklace was the necklace too, David.
In a minute, it is a focus. And Bryn, part of you, well, might feel a certain way about it because the
Because it's
emerald
Elvin.
was cut with elven grace and clearly then re-inset in this golden, necklace itself. And it appears that humans took this druidic focus from one of the probably pretty well-established druids of your people. And it is now in this family's hand. Or was.
I just hold it out in front of me. I will give you 3 guesses as to why I'm mad about this necklace, other than the fact that you couldn't wait for me to figure out what it was.
It doesn't match your eyes.
That's also true, but I'm okay with that.
It glows in the dark.
Probably not.
You've decided this is the thing that you're going to be mad about today.
It's a healing necklace and not a death necklace.
It's Elvin.
Alas.
The stone in the necklace
Oh.
is Elvin. Someone took it that should not have it, like everything else.
And now it's back in the hands of an elf. Wonderful.
Well, it's Brock's. I would feel bad if I kept it from him. It has his mom's name on it, but it's Elvin. But that's pretty much it. It's a focus. It's not really magic other than that.
It's a spellcasting focus.
Probably druidic, but yes.
Was the sword magical?
Was my
I-
mother
Did not check the sword. We can deal with the
Spellcaster?
sword later.
I always thought mother didn't possess any magical ability. If one of you can use it, feel free. If it improves any of your magic. But
I don't think it does.
No.
in that case, yes, I'll keep it.
And my spellbook is good enough.
I'm gonna
As-
rip a piece of my dress, sorry,
No.
off and tie it around my hand.
As they're talking, Marcus is just gonna look at Henry and send a message. Is that really you?
How would it not be me?
You hear Henry's
Sorry again.
voice. Yeah.
But if all of you could come out of the bathroom, I don't feel quite safe in there still. I would lend a hand.
Just I give Brock the necklace. In a huff. Man.
I'm sorry. I was just trying to help out. You know, like it breaks me out. Next time I'll just, Henry will just start grabbing some of those sheets off the in the bedrooms and stuff like that, and handing everyone sheets to in case. Throw over the bed. Throw over the mirrors.
With the mirror broken in there now,
Mhm.
I'd like to just go through the room in more detail and see if there's anything of interest.
All right, go to make me a perception or investigation check.
Well, investigation is a bit better, so we'll go with that. Well,
You look through, and I mean, you see the same signs of struggle, now completely ruined to the point where it's just too hard to make out. Any signs, any clues you might have gained about who this other group was, maybe their body weight? Impossible to tell now.
I will just say, just a thought. If it is druidic, whatever this necklace is, whoever it belonged to, it might explain, other than the passage of time, you know, some of those giant vines and the brambles all over the backyard, and just a thought.
suppose that's true.
Can we think about the mirrors for a moment? Because I don't know why when So Henry fell into the mirror. I came in, I saw him, but then I couldn't get into the mirror myself. I tried to go in. Why would that be? And then he was gone. What does that mean?
I mean, I'm not into the magic thing as much as you guys are, right? But maybe they can turn it on and off, kind of like a light, like a light switch, candle, those things where it's just okay, that sometimes it's a magical portal and sometimes it's actually just a mirror.
Did
How do we
you
do
fall in, or did you get pulled in?
I was trying to swing my axe at it, right, and then something, I'm guessing one of the purple creatures grabbed, pulled me through, and then inside started fighting a lot of the purple creatures, and it was like a herd of rabbits in there. I don't know how they breed. I don't know if they do breed, but there's just tons of them, mass of purple swarming blobs.
Well,
we really need to come up with a name for them because I don't know what they are.
It's mirrors and there's refraction. That's how it works. That's kind of just as infinitesimal. That's why we should not touch the mirrors.
Okay, that's why we have the sheets now.
But you couldn't get in, Celine?
No, no, I could see what was happening to him. Which I was banging on the mirror, touching it, and I couldn't get in. And then I cast a spell, which didn't work also. And then I called you, so you saw from there.
Maybe there's a crossroads of some kind. Maybe a central mirror that you access and you get into this crossroads, and then from there you're able to find all the other mirrors on this plane, or maybe the locale. I don't...
Right.
Well,
So we should.
They came out of multiple mirrors upstairs.
Yes. Who set those mirrors up? That's my question up there. But maybe we should just keep looking.
Yes, I think we were going to investigate an explosion, right? So we might just we'll go see that. I'm feeling pretty chipper. And then maybe after the explosion we can take a rest.
If you want to carry the sword, I'll check it out later, but I'm not doing it right now. As punishment. That's your punishment for touching the mirror.
Hey, let me clean your wounds and bandage you a bit before we.
While they're doing that, could I peek just through the doors that I'm at to see what's beyond?
There isn't really. Let me see. Making a perception check with disadvantage.
Okay.
And then roll one more time.
Oh yeah, what does it?
Oh shit! Oh god,
You're good,
sorry
you're
about
good.
that.
No worries.
perception.
Oh,
It's hard to make out the key hole here is relatively small, and you kind of try to look through, and you just see what seems to be solid wall on a very far end.
Looks to be a solid wall on the other side.
Is it in the hallway? Like at the other side?
No, it's way too far away to be a hallway. I mean, it could be, I
What?
guess, but it doesn't look like it. You don't see any other walls on the left and the right.
that room would be above the ballroom, right?
Yes.
So-
Seems probably.
In relation to the first floor, right? Because this room is above where the ghosty is.
Yes. I think you're correct.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's double
that's good.
doors. What if they just have another ballroom?
Oh, great. I don't want to do that again. Well, should we just... I mean, can't really stay in this room forever, so you might as well just go on through, we think? Just brave it?
Yep.
Could- Rush on through? We could, our half-dead friend over here, he doesn't really have much life to cling to, so he can go first.
If you give me just a moment.
Oh, thank you. That's a bit. That feels a lot better.
It's incredible.
Yes. Yeah. All right. Yeah, I think we could go and explore some doors now. I feel chipper.
Is this
He's
door
so
locked?
smart, Marcus.
What? Huh? What?
How do you open the door?
Can I not open it, but can I just try and turn the knob to see if it's locked or not?
All right, Bryn is going to turn the knob. Henry, Sebastian, how do you guys open your door?
Kick him. Do we just want to kick him, Charlie's Angel style?
Let's do it. Let's do it.
All right. Bryn, you ever so gently, slowly open up what seems to be a small closeted space, and you kind of peer inside. As Sebastian and Henry behind you just kick things in. As they both do, I need Sebastian and Henry to both make me dex saving throws.
Oh no!
lovely.
Bryn, you get DM inspiration for indeed guessing correctly that this was the floor above the dancing hall.
Hey,
Where is the dex saving throw? There you are.
that'll be useful when we inevitably look in another mirror and have to fight these guys again.
Do I get advantage for danger sense? Because that's something I can see.
Nope, you didn't see that. You kicked it in while you didn't see it, and then as you kick through, you're like, shit.
I was trying. You know.
Alrighty. Sebastian, you kind of like almost hang on to the side of the roof, like, ah, as he kind of like swings outward. Henry on the other end, kind of like took almost the X out, and falls just straight down.
I mean, it's fine. It's only a second story. So it's like 10 feet. It's fine.
Yeah.
You take 5 points of bludgeoning damage as and this is a full on what is that called? Oh my god. Kevin Home Alone situation where Henry's just like releasing a little
You all
groan
right?
as he's hanging there.
Yeah, I'm good. I don't think this house likes me today. Like yesterday was my day. Today, not my day.
Agreed.
Mhm.
You probably should come back up before my sister has an aneurysm.
Can we maybe, I don't know, not unnecessarily make a lot of noise and put ourselves at risk?
But that was fun. But that's
Yeah.
we need to come downstairs anyways because there's no need to get across. So I'll wait for you guys down here.
I'm just gonna go
Alright.
into the closet and shut the door behind me
Not again.
and just have a mini meltdown just in the quiet of the closet.
Bryn,
Is
As
this
we all
service
do.
industry? Is Bryn
Are you
working
okay?
service industry?
This is my walk-in. This is my walk-in.
Bryn, it's my turn to walk in.
Oh my god.
Do-
I'll
can we
check
get you
it
back
out
up
too
there,
while I'm
Henry?
in here.
I'm fine. I took a shortcut down since we had to come downstairs. This
I'm gonna
is
take
all-
my whip off my holder,
Whoa.
and I'm gonna lower
Only ravens. What's up?
and I'm gonna lower it down. Come on, we'll pull you up. Sebastian.
Who's pulling Henry up?
I-
All
I-
right.
I could just take the stairs. It's like 5 feet that way. Or you guys can come down here because we can't really get across.
It's true.
But are we
As you- as
unable
you're
to
able to
move
kind of-
furniture?
Look in there. I mean, there's a collapsed walkway. You can see that at some point this must have kind of wrapped around, but this is completely collapsed down. Like it's down below. Where, in fact, you guys fought before. And yeah, as you look about, Sebastian, go ahead and give me a perception check, please.
Sure. Oh,
Yeah. That's yeah. That's a dance hall, all right.
that's
very
a lot
dancey.
of rubble. Oh.
Listen, I completely understand where you're coming from right now, Alex. It's rough, but you're gonna get through this, buddy. It's tough.
We'll get there.
That's happened to me.
The power of the queen
Foundry gives
compels
love
you.
and it takes it away.
Well, looks like we should all put our noggins together and find a way to that other door that I can see all the way over there.
We could just go up the stairs in the main entryway and take that
Mm.
entry, that second floor. Sounds like a
True.
much-
Listen, I don't want to say that's what I suggested from the beginning, but that is what I suggested from the beginning.
It's true. It's true.
I-
Cece's
I'm
very, very
sorry.
smart.
I'm sorry. Say it.
Well, we wouldn't have found my mother's necklace if we hadn't come up here, so not a complete waste.
True.
All right, I'll meet you guys at the
What's,
stairs.
All right.
What's in this closet?
Tears.
Rin, come out of the closet.
So many tears.
What are you doing?
Red. I thought we were past this line.
Oh man. You look through it, and everything that was of value in this place seems to have been taken. This place has been, the closet has 100% been rummaged through.
You just hear just stuff being thrown.
Well,
And then I walk out. Shut the door.
you all right?
There's nothing in the closet.
Well, I think we should go.
Yep.
Right.
Back,
Sounds
Back to the
good.
beginning.
back to
And then-
the start.
Yes.
All right,
I'm
so
gonna
you
put my
guys
whip
go
back
back
on
down
my
the secret staircase.
holder.
Brockton did suggest maybe like some half an hour ago, like we could push all of this furniture aside. You do see that you can lock it from the inside of this room, or that it was really barricaded from here. So you could probably move it and make that door accessible.
Oh, yeah.
We also realized we have those couple of doors in the room below us that we never explored, so we might want to check that anyway.
If I had to guess, if I've learned anything from this house, it may be a bathroom and a closet.
Why don't we keep the furniture like it is? Because if nothing else, if the other group is still alive and they come through here and they don't know about the secret door, there should be obvious signs that they're in here, you know?
Fair enough.
Agreed. And then we could potentially use the room to rest as well if we barricade the doors and use the secret entrance and stuff too. So, even though I would probably prefer to go back to the inn. That did like it there. It was nice.
Wait, if they were in here and they didn't know about the secret door, how did they get out of here?
No, that's
Did
what
they
I'm saying.
just-
The other group probably doesn't know about this room yet. So if they get in here via removing furniture, blasting, kicking open doors, just the first thing that comes to mind.
So we're confident this stuff doesn't belong to them? It belongs to someone else that was here?
That means it's ancient, and if wine can sour, you know it's old.
Oh, I thought it was just the sword that was old, and we found out that was because it went through a plane. like a Boeing 747. I'm sorry.
Wait, there supposedly have been many people that have come through this house, right? Trying to kind of claim it
Yeah,
as their
yeah,
own.
yeah.
The signs in this encampment, though, seem to be
Oh.
more recent.
Just no
But-
dead bodies to help us out with that.
I answered my own question by remembering what we learned 5 minutes ago, that the person that was in here also got sucked into the mirror. They didn't get out of this room.
They didn't have a Celine to rescue them, so we thank you again.
That's nothing, really.
All right, back to the main staircase, and let's go upstairs.
Yes.
I think we should still prioritize the explosion to see what's going on, and then we can come
Yes.
back, maybe on the way out and look at some of those other rooms.
Right.
Very well.
Who knows? The other side of the house might be on fire right now.
Yeah,
Eh.
exactly.
You're muted, David.
As you decide to descend back downward, you once again realize that this ghostly figure is just like, "Oh, you're back. Any words? May I meet Darius now? I mean, he's left me waiting for a long time. It's quite uncouth."
Yes, you can go find Darius. Go and seek about.
"No, that would be uncouth. I shall remain here and wait. So you've not come to announce me?"
No.
We're
We're
not announcers. We're entertainers. We told you that already.
Why are you so confused? You're supposed to have a great education, being the noble that you are.
"I am indeed a noble. Who are you? You do not believe into our family? You bear no resemblance to the Enmatars or the Cunavarsis. Who are you?"
Humble
Did we just go up the stairs?
I'm an elf.
performers. We no one of consequence. Forgive us. You don't happen to have the letter that summoned you here, do you?
How rude.
For the
I shall
cement?
speak to you no more. And seems to be looking at shuttered windows now, just almost like they're looking out.
An
You know,
idiot.
if we have time when we come back, we should announce him just to see what happens, because it might be interesting.
Lord Brockton, Dr. Lord Brockton.
Yes.
Yes, my lord, where should we go next? I'm gonna say it like obviously loudly so this guy down here can hear it.
It seems to be at this point just ignoring you guys very actively.
I'm not gonna announce that guy. I'm pretty sure he called me knife years earlier.
He did.
You're correct.
Well, while we're here, do we want to check those 2 rooms over there that we didn't think to check yesterday?
I do think we should prioritize the explosion, right, and see what's going on with it, and then we can come back and get this on the way back.
Yes.
Fair
I
enough.
agree.
Yes. Just in case something is happening. So, yeah, let's go up the stairs.
Did you walk ahead by yourself? That also, I think, should be on our not-to-do list.
Technically, your brother went first.
He's very strong.
Yes, I can handle myself.
It
You're
looks
not
to
on
be
the same level.
deceiving. Promise.
David,
Mm-hmm.
the ghost here,
Mhm.
is he acting like he recognizes us? Like he doesn't recognize us? Like does the previous interaction before of Marcus pretending to be?
He seems to have no recollection
Okay.
of you guys. Like, he essentially engaged with you as if you had been there for the first time.
Ugh,
I just wanted to double check on that before.
he's one of those loop ghosts. The worst.
The loop ghost. That's the technical term for it.
Loop ghosts are like the zombies that run fast. You don't like it. It's not good. Mm-mm. Nope. As ghosts go, they're the worst kind.
As you guys get
If I'm gonna have a ghost in my house, I want him to actually, be
Do you play
sentient, kind of.
Phasmophobia? As you walk up this little hallway landing here, you can see that the carpets that line this landing are surprisingly still relatively plush, providing significant cushion to each step. Only the source of that comfortable step comes from the thick layer of fibrous mold that seems to have overtaken it. As you can like step into it, it's like, oh, that's gross. The heavy wooden double doors with iron pulls wait just at the intersection here as you kind of look northward. Perhaps the most sturdy doors that still seem to remain that you have seen within this house. Scratches and dents and splinters around the iron poles and keyholes suggest someone once tried to pry the doors open to no effect. As you look at it, you think to yourself, they must still hold fast whatever might be in there. Not that it matters, but you do see for the wall just to the right of these double doors seems to have been ripped out and ripped to pieces, splintering inward by powerful blows from the hallway, leaving a person-sized hole right in this little pathway. The view within is kind of hard to see from where you're at, Henry. You kind of seem to see a little bit of rubble strewn across. It seems to be some kind of a tiled floor beyond, but it's kind of hard to see from here.
What direction did we like hear the explosion from, I guess?
It's hard to tell from inside the building.
Where's the person-sized hole?
Right,
It's like right here.
Oh, okay. I can't see that.
Right. Yeah. Wait, we're going together, right?
Yep.
We're all
All
in
together.
this together.
All
I'm
together
gonna
now.
pull out my dagger and just cut a little square out of the carpet that's covered in mold that just handed to Henry.
Why do you give me this?
I don't know, you collected gross mushrooms earlier. I assumed you probably figured you'd want this.
Very smart.
I think he'll put it in his bag. Alright.
I mean, mold is
This is me
dependent
just-
on the mold. It could be penicillin. So.
Maybe that's right.
As your brain starts to immediately melt
what?
with that meta reference. So Bryn is dead. What do the rest of you guys do?
Oh no.
I'm too smart to be alive.
Finally.
Rifle through his spellbook and figure out how to animate his body as a skeleton.
Yeah,
It's on
How
page
rude would that be?
267.
The Shambler
Yeah.
necromancer are like, I
Finally.
should have done
I have it
this
earmarked.
first."
There's little cliff notes on what ingredients you need.
Oh my god.
A smiley face.
Well, does Henry just like kind of like peek through there and see if he sees anything?
You
Any
can just
signs
see
of like
some of
smoking?
the light filtering through the shutters on the north end of the hallway, but other than that, it's hard to make out. There's not a whole lot going on here, or not a whole lot that you can see with your eyes.
There's some more closets here. I don't know if we want to open those or not, but last time those were just like cloaked closets. I believe. Or we just keep...
Prison-shaped hole is a closet?
No, these ones.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Are there any marks on the floor like that look like people have just been here? Are there any?
Make me a survival or investigation check.
Oh,
Right. Helper?
okay. Survival or investigate? Okay.
Hey!
You look
Okay,
through it,
16.
and absolutely, it looks like somebody used magical force to blow open that hole in the wall itself, allowing for that access for Sebastian and Henry to now stand inside of this room. And these doors are
Is this like-
locked.
Is this like a kitchen or a ballroom? Like
Sebastian, as the two of you step inside, you can see that this once august chamber has fallen to utter ruin. Where once a gorgeous and well-maintained tile floor was adorned with unimaginable luxury and foreign carpeting, now only cracked and shattered tiles remain. The rug has been pulled up and lies in a heap against the east wall. Iron-reinforced double doors in the southwest remain steadfast, untouched, and framed as they are in stone. A matching set of doors in the northwest have been shattered inward by some immense force, as if something blew it inwards while someone had been trying to cut a hole through it. The northernmost side of this great hall is illuminated from above by a place where the roof seems to have a little bit collapsed in. Through the floor above, and edges of the attic room can be seen. Judging by the sheer volume of broken stone and the ruined gargoyle on the heap, it's a miracle the collapse didn't bring down the whole house with it. You look through, and this seems to be a place where, Sebastian, go ahead and make me a history check.
Please, come on.
This was once the seat of power of this manor, where the lord and lady could entertain guests and meet them, greet them, invite them into their home, and, have their displays of whatnot. As you step into this place, however, you suddenly see a bunch of eyes on you as one after another ghostly apparitions seem to appear, from nobles to what seemed to be maybe ancient warriors protecting them. And as you kind of look about, all of them turn towards you, looking at you expectantly.
Hello.
They silently stare. There's a brief flash of light that seems to turn the world into a tan monochrome for a second, and for a briefest of moment you seem to be able to kind of look past. Go ahead and make me a perception check.
What's going on, guys?
This is happening in a flash.
There it goes.
Now, as you look about, a couple things immediately seem to kind of jumble together. It's almost like history is replaying itself. You see this room with the people in it talking, conversing, cheersing one another. You overhear conversations, though they're kind of in between different things. They seem to, you barely can catch them, but it's just mumbled garbage that you would get from some kind of a social function. The names of Brockton's uncle and aunt are thrown around. It's almost like these people are jockeying on who is going to be the next person to lead the estate, the wealth that is Anmatar Coronavirus. And as you suddenly watch, there's a what seems to be a weird shockwave that ripples through this place. And suddenly everything turns back into you, into the present moment.
Oh. Well, and they're still there, obviously, right?
They're all still
They're
watching
all.
you.
All right. Hello, friends. Now I understand. I get it. Lord Kryn was a terrible, terrible man. If you don't mind, we're just going to be passing on through here, and you can just carry on about with whatever you were doing. And I'll just move further into the room, just walking amongst them. It's been
And
like,
they all
good
just
day.
Still
It's
kind
fine.
of, bidet. Still watch you.
Good day.
Good day.
I reckon it's perfectly fine. Everyone can come in here. Just don't maybe do anything stupid. I know it's hard for you sometimes, Bryn, but just do your best. Excuse me.
Brockton, as you walk
God, I
back
love my
into this
brother.
place, roll me a D100.
Ooh,
Wow.
You remember how bored you used to be in this damn place, walking through as Grandpapa Darius just went on, closing deals and talking about discounts and haggling for every single gold and silver and copper piece that he could. And then you remember having wandered into the northeast, and you remember that there was an old display case, that it would be something that had a cushion inside of it, and Darius would oftentimes display something, his latest find, his latest creation, and you would actually be excited the first time that you would come to the estate to run into this room, look what's in this display case, and then ask him ad nauseum questions about it.
Sounds about right. You said to the northeast?
Mm-hmm. Or yonder.
Yep. I will cautiously make my way, trying to not walk through any of these apparitions.
Brockton, as you
Uh-huh.
walk through here, the rest of them start to look towards you. Their stare is almost accusing, seemingly recognizing who you are.
This may not be good.
Brockton, could you come over here and tell me what this room is that we're looking at? And I'll, with emphasis on Brockton, so there's no confusion about whether or not he's Kryn, you know.
They all still watch you.
Certainly.
I'll look at the one that's closest to me and I'll just be like, lovely seeing you here.
No reaction. The only person that they look after is Brockton.
Like, as Henry saw Brockton moving over to that direction, he'd be like, "Is there something I should look at over here?" To Brockton.
Do I see the display case?
You do indeed. It seems to have been
From here?
shattered in from as far away as you stand. You can't really make out more.
That shattered display case up the wall a ways. Is there anything interesting, possibly magical, looking in that area? Grandfather used to keep his latest creations in there to show them off.
Go ahead and make me an investigation check.
Investigation. Oh god, no. It's just...
Oh,
Don't forget, you do have the
I'm so sorry.
inspirations. If you want to use it.
I think, just like caught up with Henry that he just, kind of got the shit bad at him, so he's just like leaning over the display case, like, okay, I got this.
As you just start violently barfing into the display case. Yeah, you kind of look at it like, and no. Absolutely.
Seems empty.
making my way.
Making my way. Brockton.
And then immediately, oh, no.
As the
sorry.
two of you already walk into other rooms without announcing, as you guys stand there, I need both of you guys to listen to this description. As you guys step into this room, there are two things that you immediately notice. First, let's do the proper description. Except in the fact that nearly every inch of this room is covered in a thick layer of undisturbed dust, one can't help but to feel like they're intruding in a room that is still actively lived in. Beyond the collapsed double doors, the place appears largely untouched by looters or damage, like a glimpse into what this place once was. Two plush rugs woven with geometric patterns sit under furniture and muffle footsteps, while fine wooden parquet flooring collect dust and grim in their grooves. The furniture appears undisturbed. The longer you seem to stare at it, the more unsettling it becomes. And as you're about to look at this desk that you remember your grandfather working at many a times, suddenly, Bryn, underneath your feet, you see something weird and liquid, viscous as it is though, almost ochre in color, kind of flow out and then suddenly reform itself around your legs and upwards, as suddenly the rest of you guys turn around to see a muffled scream from Bryn, as suddenly this massive jelly of a creature encapsulates the entirety that is Bryn. And with that,
Why am I getting punished?
we are
I
taking
didn't go in the room.
a quick break. Because. All right, with that, we'll be right back. We'll see you guys here very shortly. Oh my god. All right, I'm going to kill everyone. Hi everyone, welcome back. We're coming back with the wonderful help of our sponsors, Selkie Noir, Sorcerer's Candle, and of course Foundry VTT, which made this possible. So as we're going back into it, we are going to go into a little bit of a fight sequence because unbeknownst to all of you, as you guys were stumbling about this place, rushing into side rooms, you also now face a different threat, as it appears there is a large creature that is just jellying about and getting on top of and around and completely encapsulating our dear friend Brandon. With that, I need everyone to roll me some initiative.
Didn't even get a check. Didn't get a perception.
This is why you should have identified the sword first. Now you're gonna die, and we're not gonna know what it does.
Good.
And nat 20 on initiative.
Good.
Oh, there it goes.
You guys don't deserve this sword.
Oh my god.
What
this
did
is
we
amazing.
do?
What did
I don't know
do?
what I did.
Alrighty. Marcus, you are surprised. Wait. Okay, Sebastian, I know that you have the alert feat. Brockton, you do not have the alert feat, correct?
I do not.
You, sir, are surprised. As our dear, massive, Jiggly Jelly, and that's what I'm going to name it officially now. Hang on, let me just
Hate it.
change the name. Jiggly Jelly, that's right. Jiggly
Nope.
Jelly, everyone. Jiggly Jelly just
No.
shoots up like a fountain as Brendan's like, "Ah!" getting completely encapsulated by this. And I need you to make me a dex saving throw with disadvantage.
That seems harsh.
I believe in you.
All right.
I rolled 2 7s.
You don't have your reaction yet, so it doesn't matter if you have things that reduce acid damage. But with that, you take a combined 18 points of damage, my friend, as you take half of that, approximately 11 points of bludgeoning and approximately 7 points of acid damage, as this thing starts to immediately crush you. No reaction. You also, that's not what I meant to do. Okay, that is what I meant to do. You also become restrained and are suffocating. As it kind of goes around you. Roll me a D100 to see if you took a gulp of air into your lungs right before, or if you're starting to drown immediately. Bryn, you, my friend, are effectively drowning now. All right. With that, Sebastian, you are not, because you're so skittish. You have been looking up weird mods on the Academy books, and as your patron-given powers kick in, you seem to immediately, like your weird warlock senses are tingling. What do you do?
I go right as I'm about to get to the little journal on the table. I go to reach my hands in for it. You know, spidey senses kick in. Oh fuck! I knew it. And I'll turn around. I'll get to here. I'll see the jelly, hear the scream, and I'll grab. What is this thing right here? What is this? Is that an end table? Is that a plant?
Yeah, it's like a
What
large
is that?
vase.
Okay. Okay. I will. I'm trying to do this with flavor. I'll just pick 2 random things up off the ground, 2 pieces of debris, and I'll do 2 Eldritch Blasts. I'll like chuck them out with my Eldritch Blasts.
All right,
Towards
make
the
your
jelly.
shots.
Do. There's the first one.
Alrighty, as you hit. Hang on, there's a couple things that I need to do really quick. Because you hit the thing. However, as you do, something's gonna happen. I'm just gotta find y'all. Also, for those of you watching, this thing is amazing because they built in so many fantastic what are they called? Macros to have things happen. Let me see if I can find the good macro here. Oh, that's where it is.
Does it just like jiggle so hard that like Bryn just flies out? Just like it does like a little shimmy and releases Bryn.
No.
It-
As you
Oh.
shoot it, you suddenly see it kind of split down the middle and split in two. As suddenly you have two to contend with.
Ooh, that's marvelous. And
Smaller
I'll
ones, though.
go for the new one for my second one. Oh,
Alrighty. As you hit it, it once again takes the damage, but this time doesn't seem to split once more, as it seems to have taken its reaction to do that in the first place.
oh, and does it get shot back against the wall?
I mean, only so far. Like, it doesn't take any damage from it.
Oh no, I just meant for my little thingamajig.
Yeah.
Yay! Okay, wonderful. The end. Oh shit! Where's my thing go? Where did my end turn go?
Oh, I
Sorry.
had to update the
Oh,
order,
okay.
that's why. Alrighty,
Okay.
that brings us to Henry, as it becomes your turn. You see that your friend is completely still encapsulated by this weird jelly.
Is Henry also surprised?
Yeah, I was gonna say I'm surprised, right?
You are also surprised. You guys are fantastic. All right, we have Jiggly Jelly, and now we need Pepe Peanut Butter. These are real names. This is what they...
What?
No, not at all. As Pepe Peanut Butter's turn comes comes up. That's right. We just gotta give these things creative names sometimes. You are like trying to punch out Bryn as you trying to grab past that. You see the ochre-colored jelly, weird gelatinous form kind of keep you contained within, like you're in a bubble, like you're completely encapsulated still. And with that... it starts to kind of like go up the wall, kind of drag you along with, and you can suddenly feel as different parts inside of the jelly seem to harden, stiffen, and then try to like just punch you, almost like it is just like punching into itself against you. Alrighty. Whew, it's starting to look bad as Bren, you start to dissolve inside of this thing. I would need you to roll me a D100. You are able to somehow kind of like pull your glasses off and kind of try to keep them contained, but the rest of you guys start to lose the color in your face as Bryn goes unconscious inside of this thing. And as you're being drug up 5 feet towards the ceiling, Bryn, I need you to make me your first death saving throw. That's the first fail. Celine, your frenemy is starting to die inside of this weird jelly. What do you do?
She's also surprised.
Oh yeah, that's right.
You shook.
Marcus, you are no longer shooketh. Your actual friend.
I'm still
Bryn, is dying.
shooketh.
It looks like you took Jiggly Jelly off of the initiative, by the way, David, when you made Pepe Peanut Butter.
Jiggly Jelly's right there, sorry.
Oh, okay. It just disappeared for me.
Spells that Marcus has are likely not going to affect a gelatinous thing. So we're gonna use our bardic inspiration, and we're gonna use it on Sebastian.
How do you inspire Sebastian? We gotta feed the YA audience here, okay?
Oh god.
Just show me your muscles. No. Just kidding.
Okay, so in this moment, Marcus obviously like takes the vial out, and he like, because it's gotta be like, you know, any romance novels, he like whips his hair around and he just looks directly at Sebastian, just, you've got
Oh!
There it is.
Sebastian, make me a charisma saving throw. No, as you as you receive a little bit of inspiration.
His knees buckle.
Yeah. I just fall unconscious.
Swoon.
Whoops. And yeah, that's all he's pretty much effective for.
You could dodge at the very least. Do you have a long range weapon? Because that was just a bonus action.
Yeah, it is just a bonus action. He does not have a long range weapon. Believe it or not, I don't always get spears for my characters. Thank you, David. And he doesn't want to get close with the long sword. He doesn't want to do that.
That's fair. That's fair. All right. Do you want to dodge at the very least?
Yes, I would love to dodge.
All right. Dodge, you begin. All right. That brings us to Brockton.
I guess I will.
This is all difficult terrain. So everything that you can see that is mostly made up of these things. So if you have something that ignores difficult terrain, for sure, just so you know, like, so
I
stepping
don't.
into that.
So, yeah, this would be as far as I could get, I suppose.
Okay.
All right, I'm going to try using my what is it, insightful fighting? Is that the right one? Yeah. As my bonus action, so I'm going to, it's since it doesn't bother to actually put that out there for everybody, I make an insight check against a creature I see contested by its deception check, and if
Nice.
I succeed, I can use sneak attack against it even if I don't have advantage on the roll.
That is pretty fantastic. Alrighty, going to make
And it
an
lasts
insight
for a
check.
minute, so I will do that.
Alrighty. And is that just any sneak attack now? Like any attack roll? Not just the next one, right? I haven't seen Insight.
Right, it lasts
fighting
for
in
a
so
minute
long.
or until I use it on a different critter.
Honestly, that is really fucking good. I really like that.
Yeah, it's not bad.
Yeah, you look at it, and so Brockton, as you run forward, all of these apparitions still track you, still follow you with their gazes, still look around. As you kind of like try to get things out, you suddenly hear voices inside of your mind whispering. The nodules, get the center parts, the nervous system. And you kind of like look around and you see none of their mouths move, but you swear that there seems to be almost like a passed on knowledge from these creatures, seemingly pushing into you, wanting you to succeed in this. And you focus in, and indeed you see almost like these weird internal nerve clusters that are just a little bit more yellow than the rest of the body.
You know what the best part is? I just realized I still am at long range with my daggers, so it's still going to be disadvantage and no sneak attack. But at least it's there for next time if I need it. So yep, I'm guessing that's a miss.
You hit it, and that is going to be a hit.
Seriously, that's amazing.
They were not very difficult to hit, that's for sure. This is your normal dagger that you threw in there, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Noted.
I had two. Now I guess I have one for the time being, at least.
Sounds good.
That's all I got.
The thing kind of jiggles around, seemingly having been hurt by this overall. And with that, you see this one. Let's see here. This one is going to start making its way towards you. Henry. And I get to make an attack roll, so hang on 1 second. Alrighty, as it tries to strike at you, that is going to be a hit for a total of 26 points of damage, Henry. Both bludgeoning and acid. As you get hit by this, you see something that is also already happening to Bryn a little bit inside of this creature as well. But you see as some of the leather straps seem to kind of pop open and fall off, and it seems like the acid is eating away at the gear that you have as well. Sebastian, it's your turn once again.
All right. Pew, Eldritch Blast.
All right. You might want to move over or forward a little bit, like at least like over here or something like that, just so you have a clear shot.
Cool. Perfect. All right. Oh. I always forget how this works.
It tells you what you rolled, and then you can decide if you.
Okay, and then if I don't want to use it, I just exit out.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially with a roll like that, that's fantastic as you hit it. And the thing kind of gets hit into the side once more. I gotta check one thing really quick.
Okay.
You see as once again it seems to split. This time, kind of split down the middle from this medium-sized creature, generally speaking, kind of going down the middle, ripping apart, and is now just two entities.
Ooh. And then does he get shot back 10 feet away from Henry?
Sure thing.
Thank you. And we'll go ahead and we'll do the other Eldritch Blast again. Let's not.
As with this, that one, however, just absolutely splatters against the wall itself, eating away at it. And you suddenly see behind it a door kind of being eaten away and falling down. What was apparently a secret door at one point is now revealed as the acid eats into the wall behind.
Marvelous. I meant to do that. The end.
Alrighty, Henry, it is your turn.
Henry is very angry at this situation overall, and he's not having a great time today. I don't think he really needs it, but he's going to rage just because he's just pissed off right now. So, yes, it's a little gratuitous, but it is fine. So he will rage, and then just go over to this thing, and he will take I don't have it in my inventory, but I would like to use the rusted weapon because I don't know if these guys would eat my great axe or not.
Yeah, hang on one second.
Eat my great axe.
Eat my great axe. That
Eat
was a pretty good one. Let me add this, but you're going to, so mechanically, I'll give you a -2 since this is like essentially a broken weapon. So instead of being a +2 weapon, it's essentially a -2 weapon. So just so you know.
Okay, that's fine. I will not use my.
Hang on, we're almost there. But only for the 2-hit part. All right, go ahead and make your roll.
Yeah. I will do it recklessly. Step up. I guess I actually don't need to step up because I have a really long reach with this.
Yes, you do.
And rusted great sword.
Try it one more time. Sometimes when I add it for the first time, it acts a little funky.
It's yelling at me because it's 10 feet away and my range is 5.
Just move up for now.
All right. We'll play the dancing game.
All right, as you cut down it, you indeed see the weapon kind of burn away as the weapon with that is destroyed. Kind of eaten away. But the thing, meanwhile, also is gone.
Hey.
All right, then I guess I don't want Bird to die. This is going to be painful. I do have a hand axe, so I can use my hand axe on it.
Yeah, for sure.
Goodbye, hand axe.
As with that, you hit it, slicing it in half once more.
And Bryn falls free.
No, Bryn is still covered by one of them. I don't know where that guy got. Oh, that's right here. All right.
He realized the error of his ways.
However, he is no longer covered by the creature. It can no longer restrain him completely, or it cannot encapsulate him completely, so it's no longer restraining him. So that was pretty clutch, because otherwise that would have been a pretty instantaneous Bryn is dead. I'm not gonna lie. If you had not done that, Bryn would have died next turn. I'm not saying that he's safe now, but he's a little bit better than he was before. All right, that was your first attack. Second attack, anything else? Bonus action rage?
I did my bonus action rage, so I can't use my bonus action from killing a creature. So sadly, that would be it.
This is going to wreck our initiative once more, just so you know. What should we name this one? We have PBJ, but we don't have the bread, so we need Bobby Breadcrumb. That's right, Bobby Breadcrumb for this one.
But he's jelly. He's not bread.
I'm sorry, but your naming quality just keeps
It's getting worse and worse. That's right. I want you to kill these people. All right, Pippi is going to slime forward and try to make an attack against you. With advantage, that is going to be a hit. Let me double check something really quick. All right, as that hits once more, Henry, you take 20 points of bludgeoning and acid damage. It's reduced to a point where it doesn't matter. You still go unconscious. Do you have the Relentless Rage yet?
I don't believe so.
We're level 5, David.
Yeah, we're
I don't know.
level 5.
Oh my
Alright.
god.
Still, it's not a good day for us, guys. Just need to leave.
No.
As
I haven't gotten hit yet.
It seems to kind of fall backwards. All right, as that happens, the thing kind of seems to follow him slowly, and with that, I'm gonna need Brock, Celine, Marcus, and Sebastian to make a perception check. Bryn, make me a death save.
Oh.
Oh, wow. You guys are killing it.
Killing it. All right, we have one success and one fail for Bryn. Celine, it is your turn.
Right. Quick question.
Mm-hmm.
To feed someone a healing potion is
It's
a
an
bonus
action.
action? It's an action.
To do what? To feed it to someone else? Action.
Yeah. Cool. All right, just a quick recap because I haven't been paying attention, but I just want to make sure that I know what I'm doing.
Mm-hmm.
Looks like Henry just went down.
Mm-hmm.
Just went down.
Yep.
But Bryn has been down for a hot minute, but it's also covered in goo.
Mm-hmm.
Mm-hmm.
Still, there's a goo thing. There's a goo situation. All right, does
It's
it
not
look like I
looking
could? It's-
Are
Oh,
you gonna go ahead and
no.
take a death saving throw fail for that? Okay.
Second
Yep.
damage.
That's a lot of.
You
Okay.
take 11 points of
Um,
dad damage.
Guys, okay, hold on. This is serious. Okay. I lost my train of thought. That threw me off. Okay. Okay. Bryn is covered. Does it look like I could reach through the monster and try to help Bryn, or
Yes, because
Or
there's
if I
not
hit
enough monster to completely cover him at this point. Yes, it's essentially still
Okay.
on top of him, but it's like a puddle that has come to life. It's no larger than like a medium to small sized dog now, more like a small sized dog.
okay? I feel like it's entrapment for sure, but I'm doing
tried
it
to answer your
anyway.
question.
It's no, I already know. It's fine. I'm gonna run up to Bryn and I'm gonna pour my healing potion in his mouth.
As you do, go ahead and roll me that. Go ahead and roll the healing potion stuff.
Okay. Do I click the healing potion for that?
Yeah.
Okay.
All right, Bryn,
7 points
you
of healing.
are conscious again as weird aftertaste of penicillin, but there is health that suddenly flows through your body, closing some of the most severe wounds. But you smell the acrid smell of well, acid upon your body, eating away at your clothes, at your... Oh God, you look down at your book.
It's magic.
I never said this acid wasn't magic eating.
Whoa.
Celine, you
Got
still have a
real.
bonus action. You're also surrounded by two of them. What would you like to do?
Yeah. Well, right. I used all my movement. So, can I grab Bryn's book?
Don't
I'm
touch
gonna
my book.
try to save it. To try to fucking save it, Bryn.
Don't
Calm
touch my
fuck
fucking
down.
book.
I just saved your life. I'll kill you again.
you.
Bonus action, I actually kill Bryn.
It's just too swift. You can't kill him that swift.
No. Right.
Yeah, you try to reach down towards the book. You can see Bryn has a hold onto it now. Bryn, do you let the book go?
No, I needed to cast spells.
There you go.
End of turn.
And a turn. All right, with that brings us to Marcus.
Marcus is going to
Go help Henry.
yeah, fine puppy dog eyes from Celine.
Fine. That's how I want to be saved too. You run through one of these apparitions. As you do, you watch it just seemingly disappear.
Noted.
I think there's technically one on top of Celine too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Celine
No, I mean, I
disappears.
could have.
She's looking rather blue.
Mm-hmm.
Dab it, dee, dab it, die.
It's good. This was an experiment.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Who to save? Now I know for
Can
next
you
time.
possess a ghost?
Mhm.
Who are you gonna call these people? Alrighty. Woo, very nice. Damn, that was a big heal.
Well, Jelly right over there. Gotta help a little.
It's true.
Kid Marcus, like, he only has... no, he only has 5 feet of movement left. He can't even really save Henry, pull him
You
aside.
also moved
Alright.
into difficult terrain, so no, you have no movement left
Yeah.
now.
Okay. However... we're gonna do another Bardic Inspiration.
That was a healing word.
Oh, yes it is. Well,
Cool.
that's an action.
Yeah, as
Healing,
Cure
Cure
Wounds.
Wounds
fine.
is an action. Bardic Inspiration is a bonus action. Okay. Yeah. Gonna just wake Henry back up. The beautiful glow, the halo as he's holding Henry's face and just live, damn it, for Celine.
Oh, okay. Okay.
And there you go.
Alrighty, when you're ready to end turn, Brockton. In this weird edge case, because it's technically the same creature splitting into other creatures, I will say that you have your sneak attack stuff for all of them.
Oh.
Oh.
Okay, I will absolutely take that. Let's see. I assume that's still a difficult terrain
Mm-hmm.
square there. Okay, just making sure. I will go that far. No, father. And
I thought it was Darth Vader.
actually, I will go a little further because that puts me at normal range on that one. And I realize I may have some obstruction from Celine there, but that's okay. I still want to try and get
Go for it.
Bryn safe. So that's gonna be another dagger toss.
Dagger. Oh.
That's bad. I'm gonna re-roll that with my
Alrighty.
inspiration because I want to do better. I want to do more gooder. There we go.
Oh shit, that is
That's all.
very
That's all
much
I'm
better.
talking about.
Nice.
That's
Go
all I'm
ahead and
talking
roll
about.
double the sneak attack.
So there's the first, and there's the second.
Woo! For 30, Celine. You watch as Brocken kind of breaks down over all of this collapsed rubble, takes the dagger and throws it at you. As you had just stepped into a ghost to kind of get Bryn back alive, you kind of step up as the ghostly apparition disappears around you. The dagger flies towards you. You're like, shit! Cuts you on the cheek. However, as the Aqua kind of was going to rear up and kind of like pounce down upon Bryn one more time, you suddenly see it hit something very central inside of its body, and it kind of just shakes violently and dies right on top of Bryn as all of the acid just kind of pours down on you. Well done. Well done.
Best use of inspiration reroll ever.
Mm-hmm.
From a natty 1
Right.
to a natty 20.
Now I have this sweet scar on my
Um,
face that makes me look like a badass.
Also,
That's all I got for this turn.
alrighty. Sebastian, what would you like to do?
Bastion. Okay, excuse me, pardon me, thank you. I'm gonna have to shoot through you, is that alright? And then I'm just gonna do it without really waiting for a response. And, Eldritch Blast. Oh, damn. Yes. Nice.
As that hits it, pushes it back.
Woohoo! Once again, Eldritch Blast.
And another hit.
Blood ow.
Still alive.
Still alive?
Oh, by the way, as you shoot through the apparition, it also seems to disappear.
My apologies.
What about this guy?
Oh, yeah.
Sorry.
Shoot. Two birds, one stone. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's it.
Alrighty, Henry, it's your turn.
Henry will stand up, and he's just going to take out a javelin and just toss it at this creature. Yes.
Alright, that is going to be a hit. Still alive, as it just eats the javelin. It seems to kind of float in there, and you can see the metal starting to flake off of it and disappear.
And another one.
And another hit,
Another one.
and it's still kicking.
Oh my goodness.
What? Damn.
Alright, Henry is rather injured, so he is going to take a step
also,
back.
yeah. You shouldn't have got your Great Weapon Master on both of those attacks. So it's looking a little
still
bit
time
better.
on. That's
No,
fine.
it's all good. That shit happens. And then you hide behind everybody's boo, Marcus. Understandable.
I just need a minute here. It's not my day.
Yeah, you're having the day I had yesterday. It's okay.
Yeah.
Alright.
Yeah, that'll be it for right
That's
now.
fair.
All right. Celine, you don't have a melee weapon, so you don't get an attack of opportunity as this
Oh, well,
creature kind of like goes away.
I have I have two daggers and a whip. I have a whip.
You don't have this equipped.
Wait, it's my Hexblade Warlock situation. I think it's equipped. No,
The whip,
it's equipped, David. It's equipped.
The
I just
creature-
took it out.
the creature
It's
will
again.
disengage, kind of going away as you
Okay.
see it disappear down the poop chute, slithering
Whoa.
into this into the toilet, and with a weird sickening, you can still hear it kind of making its way down. As with
Maybe this
that-
is more of a colloquial problem with where I grew up, but I don't know if that means what you think that means.
Well,
I don't want to know. Don't teach
It's
me.
more where it comes out than where it ends up. At least where I grew up.
huh?
What did I say?
Wait,
The
is this
poop
a
chute.
translation thing?
What did I say?
The poop chute.
It's even funnier.
The poop chute. it
Okay, well,
means
I meant the
anus.
toilet. It went down
The
the
butthole.
toilet. The chute where the poop actually goes down. Poop chute.
No.
God
Nope.
damn it.
Bless your heart.
That's not just me, right? That's
That's
Okay,
even
ja,
better.
jetzt machen wir alles
Oh
mal
my
im
God.
Deutschen. Alles ist jetzt Deutsch. Also, als ihr
Amazing.
dann jetzt alles auch noch irgendwie so überlebt hat, was machen wir jetzt danach?
Shiza shoot.
Absolutely.
Nice.
You're
Well.
welcome.
We said we'd be more serious this time. God damn it. Well, that was exciting. Bryn, how are you feeling?
It's one word for it.
Feeling all right?
I just.
How's your book?
Oh
He's
yeah.
trying to save your
Let
stupid
me check
book.
my book.
You check out the book. And it's dripping,
The
drenched in acid. As you unclasp
See
it
if
and
I can-
open it up. It's magic, it's fine. Why were you even worried
see
about
if
it?
I can treat your wounds here. A little bit. Something at least. But it's not. Am I able to recover either of those daggers?
You look inside. The daggers, the javelins, pretty much unusable now.
I give you my dagger.
Aww,
Aw.
I'm not gonna use it.
it's true.
I also have a dagger, if you would like. Actually, the one you gave me.
Marcus doesn't need weapons.
Are
The
you
house said.
Sure.
I have my longsword.
Fair enough.
It might look like it's for decoration, but it's functional.
I don't think I've ever seen you use it for anything other than a mirror.
True.
All right. So, what did one of you find that caused that to happen?
I think you stood next to a door for too long.
Probably.
You were
Um,
over there all by yourself. I do think I did mention we should stick together. Not casting judgment or anything.
Yeah, you're right. Because if we were casting judgment, I would cast it on the people that went into the other room.
Well. Excuse me, ghost friend. Oh, goodbye. I'll just talk to the other one. Oh, all right. Goodbye too. It's all right. I'll just follow you. Question. Was anybody in here before we were? Oh, you're not looking at me either. Hold on 1 second. Hello. Yes, I'm in your face now.
Another one disappears. All looking towards Brock.
Did anybody else die? Ghost?
Maybe.
Hello?
Is there something I can do for you?
Lord of the estate, Lord.
I think you're confusing me for my grandfather.
Darius.
Yes, my grandfather. I'm Brockton, Elsie's son.
Brock.
Is it like a lineage thing where you're the lord since the rest of your family's dead?
Dad.
Let's not give them any ammunition. Do you...
One of them looks towards the dissolved javelins. Looks back towards you.
Do you require assistance of some kind?
Lord of the estate, Darius.
Is there any lack of a body language? I'm not sure what else to call it. That goes along with this.
They are very still, just kind of floating with their hands by their sides. It seems like as you look upon them, go to make a medicine check. It's gonna have a higher DC, but as you're trying to like see what you can tell from them, you look at them and it's interesting. In life, sometimes ghosts, apparitions, specters have these indications of how they died, oftentimes clinging onto that in their unlife in order to pay forward the pain, the cruelty, whatever that they experienced in life. They all seem like they were fine. No weird dismemberment, no slit throats, no stabs in the back. It's almost like they just all died.
You tell me what happened to you all.
They look towards you as one says. One of them kind of floats towards you. We gathered for your grandfather. We were tricked. As that one fades away.
Bye.
How were you tricked?
Another one floats towards you. We were told that we would celebrate Ilana's memory, but it was a farce. Your grandfather had plans.
See you later.
What were his plans?
The woman kind of floats towards you. He was to reveal the heir to the place, but he was going to name... As another one disappears.
It's like we might have 3 more questions from the look of things.
2 more. Also, there might
2
be
more.
a bunch of tokens that I just can't see, but there are 2 more.
Yeah,
I see uno, dos, tres.
That one is not there.
Oh.
Okay.
Perhaps what was the loud boom?
We'll
I
have
think
to.
it's more useful to get historical information from them.
They were going
Who-
to mention
who
a
did he-
name.
Who did he name as heir?
An crone of a woman, but regal in appearance, a bun upon her back, a beautiful diadem in life. She floats towards you in an almost ball gown-esque outfit. She looks you deeply in the eyes, and there's maybe a little bit of loathing in there. She looks at you. Himself.
Yeah, well, that checks out.
And she too disappears. As the last one seems to be a young lad of maybe 14 years old, is now looking up at you.
Does he look at all familiar? Because, I mean, that would have been right around my age at the time that this went down.
Roll me a D100.
Well, I guess I
No.
would have been a little older.
But you look at him, and you see that the clothing is not fine, not noble. This was likely the son of one of the servants, maybe serving drinks during whatever befell everyone here.
What brought you to this state?
There was fighting and a boom, and we all simply kind of goes forward and almost tries to like touch your face. We die serving your kind. This is your fault. Your folly. Your grandfather. And with that, the last of these ghostly figures disappears.
Now I'm curious if that boom was some kind of echo of whatever happened before.
Like a loop ghost.
Not
Yeah.
sure what that means.
No? Well,
Like
alright.
from a circus, jumping through hoops.
No, never mind. I think it was a conversation I was having in my own head. Obviously didn't happen in reality. Did he say that he was going to, that your grandfather was going to announce himself as the heir? Did I catch that correctly?
did.
Probably no. Oh,
He did.
well, that's
Or
unusual.
she did.
Yes.
Unless he like figured out a way to, it was like clone himself, or maybe like keep himself young forever. Like immortality type thing,
Or manipulate time.
or to manipulate time.
Yes, well, time does pass differently in different realms.
Hmm.
It does seem if we fight more of those creatures, we might run out of weapons. Do you know if there's like a place where your father or your family kept arms on this estate? If we have to run into more of those things.
If I had to guess, they're probably gone.
They're all right here now. Brockton, you do know that place you and Sebastian had stepped into right before all of this kicked off is his old study, this bedroom. But no, there's no there wasn't like an discount armory store sign or anything like that you remember.
Not familiar with an armory of any kind. That was his study, his bedroom over there.
I mean, that's where we were planning on going way back when, yesterday.
I think we need to rest for a moment before we move on.
I said we go into the study and rest inside of there, right? So, I think I might have glanced at bed in there as we walked in. Sounds nice.
One big bed.
Can I dig through the debris over here a little bit more thoroughly than maybe
just to avoid
Henry was able
dogpiling
to?
and re-rolling bad rolls? You go through. There's nothing.
I'll blink and use my detect magic to take a look at that cabinet that he's trying to go through.
No magic.
I don't see anything, Doctor.
Do I know what this was? Oh, I did not mean to open that.
You look out.
I was just trying to.
There is a balcony.
Yeah.
And it still provides a beautiful view of the northern manor grounds, the now overgrown hedge maze. All that remains on the balcony is the shattered glass from the windows of the Lord's chamber.
Brockton, there was a journal on the desk in the room over there. It's not really my place to look at something like that, so
Let's
you might be the best person.
see what grandfather had to say.
I'm gonna shut this door because it's a bathroom, which means there's probably a mirror.
Someone should probably carefully check
As you
this
look
room
in
for
there,
mirrors while we're
there's
here.
no mirror in there.
I didn't look. I just shut the door.
So you see that the desk itself is incredibly just a perfectionist level of orderliness. A leather blotter sits on the desk, leaving a small amount of space to the left and right, clearly used as a way to separate work area from tool storage. Atop the blotter, only one item sits, a single closed book with a closed clasp. The bare desk space to the right contains two small trays, one rectangular and one square. The rectangular tray contains 3 writing styluses, identical in appearance though different in color of handle, presumably indicating a difference in size of tip. The square container contains 3 carefully capped bottles of ink. The space on the left side of the desk holds a bone-white folder full of papers, and just next to it is a stick of sealing wax, a stick of white chalk, and a salt shaker. Not a single drip or line of spilled ink exists anywhere here. For anyone that has done any kind of writing, which would be most of you, you know how hard it is with a quill to not ever have a drop or anything like that occur, which just kind of goes towards that weird perfectionism that Darius seems to have perfected in his age. There are also 3 oil lamps with glass globes that sit atop the desk's upper cabinetry, one at each side and one in the center, perfectly positioned to illuminate the desk evenly. The thick layer of dust seems to be covering everything and shows no sign of being disturbed, suggesting whatever a thief or looter might have been after, they did not enter this room.
Hmm. Feels
All right.
like this area has maybe not been plundered.
As you look around, and I'll say Marcus and Henry, you guys look into the rest of the room. First things first, you see a massive mirror that is completely uncovered and very wide open. And we'll get to that in just a second. We'll get to that. Don't worry. We're going to address the large mirror in the room. Except in the fact that nearly every inch of this room is covered in a thick layer of undisturbed dust, one can't help but to feel like they're intruding on a room still actively lived in. I think part of this I've already read, but the thing that stands out to you is that this entirety of this room seems to be untouched. The rest of the manor lies in complete disrepair and is strewn about, but this place right here is almost pristine, except for normal passage of time, dust layering on. This legit looks like you could just rest in here, live in here. All right, now what do you guys do about the large mirror?
I throw a sheet over it. One of the ones I have.
All right, Henry, you immediately run over and put it over. Marcus, go to make me a perception check.
Try
Oh,
not to
boy.
perceive the mirror.
Perceive the mirror. Be the mirror. You look
I
toward-
perceive something.
You look towards it and trying to not look at it, but you're looking at it, but you're not looking at it. No, there's nothing. And it's maybe with that movement, with Henry being able to cover it just in time, nothing happens.
Quick thinking, Henry.
Safe?
Think so.
Right.
Now, Brockton,
Safe.
you hear the... Sorry, Marcus, go ahead.
No, go ahead. Go ahead.
Brockton, as you stand there before the desk of your grandfather, with the twins looking over you, and sorry, it's like with the mouse pointer for a second where it was perfectly Marissa's name was like covering Celine's eyes, and it looked like glasses, and she's just like too cool for this, like stepping out there. As you stand there in front of the desk, the memories of your grandfather rushing through your mind, the fact that you were not really allowed in here, never allowed to touch anything in here. You see somebody try to break into this place, and clearly did, as everyone is standing upon this door that has a massive blast on the outside of it. Yet everything was untouched. What is going through your head?
It may be some kind of magical wards in here. Be careful where you step, what you touch.
Do you think your grandfather's still here? Possibly.
I mean, not likely, at least not in a physical sense. There's dust everywhere.
This was his room?
It was.
Well, it's not very dusty in there.
I'm sorry, did I mishear, David? Didn't you say everything was covered in dust?
It is dusty, yeah.
Oh, but it looks like it's lived in though. You
Yeah,
said.
it's not like
Right, yeah.
everything else seems like it has weathered 20 years of bullshit, and this is like a room that people just haven't attended to in a while.
Oh, okay.
So dusty, but not like run down.
Hmm.
Strange. He wouldn't have tolerated the dust if he were still here. At least physically here.
Celine, do you see any magic? I know you can do that thing with your eyes, so that we can go in there very slowly.
I'll just look at him, and as I blink, my eyes go completely black, and it's kind of creepy. Like there might also like be like a little bit of like a, like a, like a I don't know, some sort of death like masky thing that happens also. But I'll just peek in after that, and I look normal. Do I see any magic in there?
A few sources, yes. In fact, you see that there is something above the desk itself. It seems like a practically imperceivable rune, a large sigil, had been carved above it and then cleverly kind of like relayered over. However, you can tell that the magic of this had been dispensed. It's too hard to tell. Like it was cast or triggered or something way too long ago to really get any sense. There's not even an afterglow of anything. You look towards.
Does it seem like that's what caused this blast? Like, is it?
The blast
like
happened from the other room.
Yeah.
And blew the doors inward.
Okay.
You notice that the entire room has a soft magical glow about it. It's a tangle of different magics, something that seems to be protective in nature, though it is not just abjurative in nature. It's a lot of weird layers of magic that at one point had been, put amongst each other. But what's interesting is it seems to wane away. It's definitely starting to falter. But as you look upon it, the thing that stands out to you is that unlike the other room, the windows in this room still stand. None of them shattered. And finally, you seem to get a faint glow, seemingly almost piercing through the pores, through the layered cloth of the rug itself, almost like it is underneath it.
Well, much like the sword earlier, it seems like it's a confusing mix of magical essences I'm getting. A rune above the desk there, and then something beneath the rug. Can I tell what it is underneath the rug, or is it also that kind of like confusing?
You'd have to
mix of
move the
different
rug
magics?
aside. Yeah, from what's filtering through, it's hard to tell.
Doesn't anyone have some way to move something without actually using their own hand? None of us have that. I've seen it before.
What?
It's
Weird. Interesting.
No gust of wind.
Sebastian, can you shoot it? You like shoot it away?
Well, I could conjure an actual hand that could try to move it, though it's very weak and unreliable most of the time. So, I could always try that. But
How heavy could a rug be?
Could I just grab
Pretty heavy.
a plank or something, some rubble from
Probably
over
not
here,
more than 10
and
pounds. It's a rug.
isn't it like 5 pounds? Isn't that the
No,
the
mage hand
limit
is
of it?
10 pounds.
Yeah, it's 10 pounds.
Oh.
All right, Marcus, as they are dithering about, you pick up a large plank and you start pushing it backwards. As you do,
There he goes again.
Well, that's just Marcus. You
Oh,
know,
wait.
that's just
Do
Marcus.
you want it to move? Do you not want it to move?
we
You
do.
push
Oh.
the carpet aside, and what you see underneath appears to be a partially destroyed circle. A magical circle of some sort. Something that is very reminiscent of, well, the scroll that you found within the library, Bryn.
Ew.
Can I ask a real quick question?
Mhm.
I've been okay. I registered the salt on the desk. If can I look for any traces of salt on the ground, specifically maybe any traces near the threshold of the door, and then walk over and go to the front of the mirror?
Make me an investigation check.
Okay.
Right.
I wanted to look at the glyph too, because my initial thought was maybe it was a glyph of warding, but
Make
the
me an
explosion
Arcana
was
check.
not from in the room.
Yeah, that's what I thought too. Hmm.
Sebastian, Bryn, the two of you almost split up like detectives, one looking down, one looking up. Bryn, you kind of trace the stuff, and I have to look something up really quick just to double check.
Yeah. When you were
Pretty
like, it's a rune, I was like, oh, it's a glyph of warding, but the doors definitely blew inward. So I'm like, what could it have been?
You look upon it, Bryn, and this seems to be a pretty powerful transmutative spell. Certainly something that was almost cast as if it was a massive scroll upon the wall itself and kind of hidden cleverly in the way that it was displayed. You look upon it, and the transmutation, it seems to take a being, it takes something, and it splits it. And then it splits it again. And then it splits again and again and again and again and again and again until you cannot split it anymore. Sebastian, you're looking down and you can see that where you and Celine and Henry have been kind of standing, you look around and there's dust. There's little dust bunnies and weird grossness that has kind of flown in. And, you know, there's like little weird hairs that have kind of like gathered together. But you now notice that you and Celine, especially, are standing in a spot that seems to have thick tufts of gray dust. Bryn, you kind of look back as Sebastian kind of takes like a thing and kind of like rubs it between his fingers. And that is when you realize that someone was disintegrated after they passed through this threshold. And you
Was
are
a
now
glyph of
standing
warding.
upon the remains
Yeah.
of that individual.
Yeah.
It just had a disintegrate in it, not an explosion.
Or
Well.
disintegrate. Oof.
Yeah.
Hey,
So much for your skeleton.
You're touching people, by the way, just like you should know.
Oh no, I'm very aware. I'm gonna just put that back. But
And it's that weird, really sticky stuff. Like if you've ever had like machine oil and like that weird, like that grimy stuff with it, it's like it's almost like that now.
Yeah.
Like, shit. Goddamn.
Intestines.
Probably.
Can I don't want to touch the journal. I'll leave that for somebody else.
Somebody come get this journal.
But can I, you said this is a folder next to it.
Mm-hmm.
Can I just like sift through that and see if there's like notes or anything in there?
Oh boy. All right. As you touch the journal, opening up the folder with what appeared to be a bunch of various loose notes inside of it. 4 different things seem to be like generally kind of put together. There seem to be 2 letters, a page from a journal, and what seemed to be an assortment of notes that have been kind of put together through like a little old-timey version of a paperclip. Which one do you want to read first?
Are the letters addressed to anyone, or are they just loose letters?
They are loose letters, though the first one does seem to address someone by the name of Usk. Brockton, you know Usk, USK, to be, well, the servant of the house.
Okay.
The butler.
Okay,
I feel
so
like
it
I
was
read that name somewhere.
2 letters, what looks like a journal entry, and what else?
And just a loose collection of notes, like different scraps
Oh,
of paper.
right,
that have been
paperclip
kinda, like, put
notes.
together. Mm-hmm.
I think I would read the letters first because those would be important because they're like specifically written out to people with information.
So I'm going to try something different here where I'm going to paste it into our Discord chat so you guys can read along and tag it and do all of the pin it and do fancy stuff. The first one reads, "My faithful servant Usk, If things have proceeded as I have planned, I know that you must have been shocked by everything which transpired at Ilana's remembrance and the dinner which followed. I can only imagine how you must feel, and I hope that you know that there's nothing you could have done to turn events in another direction. Be absolved. You did all that you could, as you always did, to smooth the way for me and ease the burdens of my troubled mind. Your service to our house has always been more than a mere butler. You have been one of my closest confidants and dearest friends, and I hope that you know that I could never have asked for a more faithful companion to see me through the most difficult moments of my life. And it seems like the bottom of the letter has been torn off.
Okay, I'll read the other one.
The next one reads as follows. Hang on. I, Cornavarus Darius, do hereby declare that the Raven Tree estate, its grounds, structures, and material possessions therein shall pass to the hands of my eldest surviving child on the event of my death, barring resurrection through magic and ritual. In addition to this, I also cede my claim to all titles, authority, assets, accounts, resources, and material associated with the function and position within the Anmatar Cornavarus trade family and its associate businesses. All previously transferred assets and titles shall remain in the hands of those so appointed by me prior to my death, with their ownership becoming final upon the execution of my will. Signed, Lord Darius Cornavarus, Maester of Raven Tree Estate, Head of House Cornavarus. Brock, are you kind of looking over this as well? Make me an investigation check with advantage.
Pop that in so that hopefully advantage. There we go. That's not bad.
Something is weird, because you remember you had found a charred, torn page in one of the fireplaces down below. A fireplace, or a letter that said something about not even leaving 2 copper pieces. It seemed to address Kryn and Vivesna. This doesn't add up.
Either this is old or forgery.
Someone else wrote it.
I suspect the latter. I
Well,
suspect this is Kryn's doing.
What?
what's the little journal scrap?
You see that there's one note that has been pinned kind of separately, and then there's like the scrapbook of notes. This one, it's a hasty note. It seems to be perhaps addressed to oneself. It must be seen by everyone who matters at least. There must be no doubt. Too much hinges on the belief and the stealth it will afford me.
Cool. Well, I think whatever he did, well, it was definitely your grandfather. We can go ahead and pin that down now. Whatever happened, it was your grandfather. But whatever it is that he did, he definitely wanted everyone to be here for it. which explains why everyone is now gone.
Maybe it wasn't Kryn after all. Maybe.
Or maybe it was. I see one of two possibilities that could be at play here. There could be others, but these are the two that I'm thinking right now. Either grandfather found a way to transfer his consciousness into Kryn to be his own heir, or Kryn did something to grandfather and was using magic to disguise himself as grandfather and make these changes. And when he apparently said that he was declaring himself heir, he was perhaps revealing himself. I'm not certain of either of those, but those are the two options that come to mind.
Bryn, do you also read the collection of notes?
Yeah, the little scraps. Yeah.
In these assorted
God.
notes, there are pages that appear to be wandering thoughts and jotted notes, less neat and long-winded than the others. Each one part of a jumbling of thoughts that needed to be on paper before they could be something else. It's something that a lot of writers tend to usually do. I am feeling trepidation at what comes next. There are many moving parts and things I cannot predict. If Kryn does not act as I expect him to, I will need to do something drastic. Like naming Usk the heir to the estate. Hell, the lad can have it if he wants, and Al does not. He'd do better than Kryn by any measure. Dated a few days later, the page bears only the following. Arrangements are made for the paperwork. There will be no disputing them, regardless of what is said before the guests and the gods. Elsieth can do with the manner she chooses. In regards to my ties and responsibilities, the last are handed off or to be held by Al, or some will go to Bicella and Brockton when they are old enough. I do not like to burden them, but the coin will make their life easier. The papers and deeds will arrive with them in the event they never make it to their mother. Next, you see a sole page in red ink, hasty and uneven. Before I forget, Usk is promised a healthy stipend of coin from the family coffers, enough to start a new home for himself, a new life, or run this place if it somehow ends up in his hands. The details are below. And sure enough, scribbled notes and an attachment with file numbers and bank locations are added, detailing that one Usk Umberdale is to be afforded a stipend of 100,000 gold pieces, to be held in reserve until whenever he so chooses to collect it. It is dated for 20 years ago.
We know that last little part is a bunch of bullshit, right? We're all in agreement on that? Looks like Usk wrote that himself.
Brockton,
No.
with your investigation check as you look over that. You don't think so? You've known your grandfather's handwriting pretty well over the years. I mean, 20 years ago, to be fair, but still. There's something perfect about it, even in the hastiness. This checks out. This is thorough. These banks, some of them still exist.
This is almost certainly grandfather's writing, and it makes sense that he would want to make sure that Usk was taken care of.
The question is, could we be Usk?
Probably not. But technically, some of this should have gone to Brockton.
Perhaps.
Wait. S-
There's lots of theories, but I think this one kind of clears up a bit. I do think whatever happened here initially was your grandfather. But I'm thinking your uncle did something to intentionally sabotage it or unintentionally basically make it backfire and cause whatever it did cause. But I do think whatever was supposed to happen here was your grandfather's doing at first.
Yes, the look on his face from my vision was nefarious at best. It was not the look of someone who innocently welcomed their guests to an event. There was an expectation to it.
But clearly your mom was supposed to survive.
My mother, my sister, Usk.
He expected something negative to happen. I mean, he expected it from the letter that you read.
He didn't say negative, right? He just said they have to see it, right? So we don't really know.
I think
mean,
everyone
he-
was just kind of collateral for whatever the aftermath of what
It
happened.
says here in this note, if Kryn does not act as I expect him to, I will need to do something drastic.
Yes.
My expectation of what Kryn would do upon finding out that he was not being named heir is that he would do something
Try to kill him.
either
Yes.
outright violent or perhaps more of an
Stupid.
underhanded use of magic, but I still expect there would have been, at the very least, a verbal outburst from him.
Would Kryn have tried to kill
Confrontation.
Darius? Is that what Darius wanted? And then he had some way to come back, or
Possibly. That's what confuses me is I can't imagine grandfather's expectations of Kryn was anything less than an outburst at the very least, a confrontation in front of everyone, quite possibly turning violent. So what would he need to do drastically if Kryn acted otherwise?
Who was older, your mom or Kryn?
Kryn, which is why he would be unhappy with being passed over.
Right. That also means that he was probably the one that wrote this inheritance letter, which means whatever he did, it was premeditated.
the letter we found downstairs,
You're
it
muted,
said
David.
You look at the document, it is sealed. This has an official, legally binding seal upon it. So if it was a fake, it was done pretty damn well.
the letter downstairs said that Kryn and his wife got nothing.
Right.
Is that right?
Right.
Right.
And these notes say that Brock's mom would have gotten it, and this letter of inheritance say that Kryn would have gotten it if he was still alive, the eldest surviving.
But if you were trying to make sure people found these letters, why would you put a rune on the... Why would you kill the person that came in? That doesn't make sense.
Perhaps
You'd want everyone
grandfather
to find them.
intended for Kryn to die, and that's why he...
Yes. Yes. Right. Yes, perhaps your grandfather expected Kryn to try to kill him and then run upstairs on his own stationery and write a subsequent will. And he knew that when he did, there was a ward on the wall that would kill him instantly. Which, I don't know if anyone can speak with dead here, but I'm just gonna like step to the side of the gooey, you know.
Brockton,
I think you need a body.
you know that you're pretty certain at least that Kryn would have known the password to deactivate the rune as you stepped inside. Like your grandfather would have had to know something, the password, something, in order to prevent him from being disintegrated when he passed the threshold.
And could most likely get in here. He most likely knew how to bypass the ward. So that was probably not grandfather's play. Not saying that he wasn't considering a way to kill Kryn, but I don't think that would have been the method.
But it also seems that he wanted Kryn to have some sort of outburst. So are we sure he'd want to kill Kryn? Or maybe he'd want a way to justify killing Kryn? I don't know. It seems like you're...
to see that Kryn was dead so that there was no question.
Yes. Seems your grandfather was a bit of a mastermind.
Then we're also forgetting the whole I am my own heir concept that was explained.
Exactly. Kryn was his eldest, correct?
Yes.
And he obviously didn't want it to go to Kryn. But he wanted Kryn to have an outburst. So he wanted everyone to witness. There's too much. Too much at play.
Yeah.
Well, I'm assuming he gave the letter, the one that we found, the burnt one, to Kryn.
Or Kryn found it.
Right.
How do you think the branches all came into play? I'm starting to feel like perhaps we do need to go outside and see if we can figure out how that connects.
And also, what do we think of the mirrors? How does this all tie in with the mirrors?
I don't. It's very confusing.
Yeah, the mirrors
Maybe you're
stretching things.
Yeah,
It had to be your grandfather trying to travel between the planes. It had to be, unless Kryn was here secretly.
I do think the planar magic was Darius. Yes. Whatever he was trying to do, whether it was ill-intentioned or not, I do think that was him.
What if this mirror right here is the mirror how you enter whatever mirror realm it is? What if this is the doorway?
All right, I have an idea. I can make someone invisible. Now, perhaps if you're invisible, you can't be pulled into the mirror.
That's actually really smart.
Well, I don't like the tone of actually. What? It's actually really smart? Or...
You're very, very smart, CC. Continue.
Thank you, my love. Yes, so I can make someone invisible. Anyone, doesn't have to be me. So anyone can do it.
The circle, you said it's like the magic circle, right? It's not like the sigils that we saw behind the other mirror.
Make me a Arcana check.
No, I'm gonna use my inspiration.
Sounds good.
Oh, it's not great.
You look at it, and now with your detect magic, you can see that there's faint, faltering conjuration magic. With your divination magic, looking at it. Celine, as you look at it a little bit more closely, Bryn, it seems like the circle has lost most of its design. It seems
like half of it's gone.
About 2/3 of it has been damaged, burned, or otherwise removed. This seems to be almost on purpose, deliberate. More at the end of it, as you look at it, it's like it is partially also, though, almost like the result of time, damage to the estate itself. There seems to be almost like a weird resonance between those. You look at it, and what's interesting is the circle could certainly have been used as a doorway to a specific location at some point, but it's heavily modified from what a standard teleportation circle looks like, but you don't know in what way.
Let me look at something real quick.
What exactly did the Raven Queen tell me in the very beginning? Help Brock restore. What was it exactly?
Nobody
re-listen to the
knows.
episode.
Can I? I don't know if this is how this actually works. I've never used it for anything other than the obvious. Can I? Is it like a pedestal, or like is it just in the floor?
It's inset in the floor so that it can be flush, that when you lay the rug down, you would have never noticed.
Oh right, the rug was over it. Well, I'll still try it.
Wasn't that cool? I just clicked a little toggle macro button.
Yeah,
and
the
just
rug
moved
moves.
that.
That was tight.
That was cool.
I'm still gonna
Thanks,
do
man.
this.
We
Even
expect
if
that
it
in all our games now, David. Just FYI.
Yeah.
Shut up.
just makes me waste a spell slot. I'm cool with it. Just to see. Can I? It says an object.
Okay.
But can I touch?
Marcus, yes.
Look. The last thing I want to do is interpose myself into this horny fest between Marcus and Henry.
Sorry. Sorry.
Those are the two that you guys are pining over, right?
Yes.
So
And the Y is back, baby. All right, so what are you trying to move? What are you trying to
Bryn
do?
is asexual. Can I actually probably. But can I cast identify on this circle?
You could.
Yeah, I'll do that.
All right. Since you're using a spell slot for it, I'll say that suddenly knowledge about this thing kind of floods into your mind. You like suddenly see almost like all the modifications. It's like, it's hard to describe. It's just the same way that if you took something like a massive sports car and you change a bunch of things upon it, you suddenly have this uber jacked up version of itself. You look upon this as
nobody
almost
wants
like
a stock sports car.
it almost looks like this from a mathematical perspective, it's like a perversion. It's like multiple other formulae kind of layered over each other, and that is the ultimate final thing. In fact, as you kind of look upon it, normally magic circles, the thing that you found in the library, they only serve as an anchoring point for teleportation spells to target. This one, however, seems to be different. If anything, this one seems to appear to designate a target, almost like you step upon it and you're whisked away. Not only that, but it seems to be drawing its power. You can see now it's almost like a split. You can see a split stream kind of cutting through it as energies from the ether itself are pouring through this thing in the local area itself, which it seems to allow to send a user to a set point when activated instead of needing a caster to target it. In other words, you could activate this if you can find a way, if you can figure out how to possibly repair this. You might be able to step upon it and use it once more.
Can I see? I know you said it's really just there mechanically to help, but can I see if any of this remaining circle, if it matches anything in the book, the planar book?
You pull out the torn page, and indeed, it seems like that was taken as a template and heavily modified.
So it was like the foundation for it, but there were changes made to it.
Do you have an inspiration? I'm not kidding. You get the inspiration for that. Good job looking at the connections. Bryn, as you have this realization, you also think back towards the book upon the desk where Brockton is still standing.
I'm still scared to touch it. I know Celine did detect magic and it didn't ping anything, but I'm still scared to touch it. I can mage hand the journal. Surely it's not 10 pounds.
You have Mage Hand too?
Yeah, I've had it this whole time.
Oh my. You have Mage Hand.
I had to sully my outfit by lifting things from the rubble.
Oh,
To be fair, if we want to get technical, I also have Unseen Servant, but nobody asked.
There is,
Wow.
in his defense, there is no way that carpet weighs 10 pounds or less.
That is
Yeah.
fair.
If you've never moved
Yeah.
a carpet, carpets are heavy, y'all. Also,
They are.
somebody clipped that because 3 hours 15 minutes in, that was a perfect 3 hours later. Anyways, so as you kind of walk back, you lift it up, nothing happens. You float it over towards yourself, and you see that indeed this thing is chock full of information.
Well, yeah, I read it.
As you look upon it, you see another copy of the arcane tethers, the thing that you had looked at before, right?
Oh, that's so much
I
information.
know, that was the whole sufficient for every action.
Okay, yeah.
It was that page.
The
And
ravings
again,
of the madman. Got it.
And it has those same symbols again, and those same symbols seem to have been used in the making of that. However, there are more journal pages. As you kind of flick through, the next one that catches your eye is in reference to planar threading. Just going to type that entire thing out really quick. Just kidding. Let me just throw that into chat so you guys can read along. Nope, that's not what I meant to do. Alrighty. The old madman's ravings proved useful, if not directly, but by helping frame my own thoughts properly. It is a pity he lost his faculties entirely. I might have enjoyed seeing the look on his face were I to show him my notes. Building off the concepts of planar resonance, which I wrote of here previously, I am utilizing carefully tuned evocation words I have achieved vibrational frequency matching within extraplanar crystals. This in turn has created sympathetic magical eddies, which I can use abjuring words to direct and reshape. These eddies are in fact planar event horizons, through which I can thread more magic than is produced by the resonance frequencies themselves. Like thread through the eye of a needle, I can keep pulling more through, as the planes are effectively infinite spools of thread. Using lenses and dampeners, I can refine this energy and focus it through magical apparatuses, which in turn fuel various other magical circles and devices. This chain of connected devices allows me a nearly unlimited font of energy to work with. The larger the crystal, the more power I can pull, though there is some diminishing return after a point.
Okay. So he was making a magic circle to use as an infinite font of energy?
See, this is why you should not be able to just learn magic. This is exactly why.
Well, not everyone can just learn magic.
Well, clearly. Clearly something went wrong here.
That's why you shouldn't mess with it.
Precisely
But
my
he definitely was mixing magic. It's the same schools of magic that we got from the sigil downstairs.
Also, it's worth noting, if you look at the position of the bed, with the head part of the bed, I don't know what you call that, but it's facing outward away from the mirror.
Oh, that's
wonder
just
if-
bad feng shui.
Sure, absolutely.
That's true.
So maybe he was.
The ancient art.
Don't face your bed away from your door. It's bad.
Oh, what is this feng shui you speak of? Interesting. Well, maybe he was in over his head a little bit. Maybe he thought that he could, create a doorway, but then maybe this other realm he decided to go to, which I'm pretty certain that he's there. Maybe it was already inhabited. And
By those
Maybe
mere
found it.
creatures.
exactly.
Well, see, that's the thing that's confusing me, especially after reading this. Is it doesn't sound like he was making a portal for him to go through so much as it sounds like he was making a gateway to pull energy from.
Drawing magic from the planes
I think
in a raw form.
whatever went wrong probably threw them through a portal somewhere, but I don't think he was doing it to go anywhere. I think he was doing it to pull energy into crystals, it sounds like.
True. Henry, when you were in this mirror place, did you notice any strange effects other than getting ripped apart? Any strange effects like on your body? Did
Other
you notice
than violence.
time seemed to stand still for you? Anything
hurt.
strange at all?
It really, really hurt.
Oh,
Oh yeah.
I bet.
I don't. I guess I'll.
No,
That'll do.
all I was gonna say, like, yeah, you don't have anything innately magic, and yeah, you had a lot of people pounding on you.
Whoa.
You know,
Wow. Wow.
I didn't know that
Sign me
happened
up.
when you went into the mirror room.
you know, it's not something I like to talk about. You know, it's
Jesus Christ.
That's a part of Henry's life he likes to leave behind closed doors.
Yeah. Skeletons in your closet and all that.
Oh my god.
Understandable.
I
fine.
need to meet a wizard to take that part out. You know, it's...
Oh my
You said there was a ledge right over here?
Wasn't there a balcony a couple rooms over?
I think right around the corner. Yeah.
Gosh.
What's in that room back there? You know, like, and can you recreate the circle at the same time too? Like,
Right.
you know,
Well, I can make the base circle, but whatever he changed to it, I don't know. It
There's
may
no-
be somewhere in this journal, but
I was gonna say, is there any notes in the journal?
You're like at the very
Uh,
beginning of it, and you just look at the rest of the hefty tome. You're like,
I'm just like,
I know. Let's take a rest. Everyone can get themselves back together, right? Bryn, so smart you are. You can read that and let us know if you find anything else that's important.
I know, you're right. Which I'm actually curious about one more thing since we're talking about.
What are we talking about?
Brock, do you still have those orbs or whatever they were that you found downstairs?
Billiard balls?
No.
I want to say yes.
yeah, you guys still
Okay.
have those weird shadow crystals.
Can I see
I
them
just
real
love
quick?
the idea that Bryn would
Yes.
think a billiard ball was like a weird orb because
Weird orb.
I had no idea what it was.
magical thing is
Those weird orbs with numbers engraved
Magic
on them.
of physics.
It's like
Some was
fucking
striped,
humans.
some was
What would you-
solid.
David, I need an official DM
Oh,
ruling here.
no.
What would you call putting spin on the ball if English isn't a word?
Defying gravity. I don't know.
Jeez, that was actually really good.
Magic. It would be magic, obviously.
Yeah. You guys have started bandaging up like during this time. Bryn,
I want to see the crystals. Give me the crystals.
you pick up the crystals, and as you inspect them, I mean, they have a weird nature to them. You already had identified before that they certainly seem to have a little bit of the touch of the fell on them.
Right. Okay, I might die, and if I die, it's been real,
All right.
guys. It's been chill.
Just a quick
I just
thought.
want to
Wait
set
a
them
minute.
in the circle.
You have a banishment spell. Perhaps you should prepare it. You know, our fail safes that we found. Or you could learn it, which would be, we could wait about all this, and perhaps I think you could probably read it and learn it and cast it more than once.
Right. Could I do that? Yes, eventually. Can I do that right now? No. These are more advanced spells than I can learn. Well, 2 of them are. 1 of them I could, but I need supplies for that too, and we don't have any money. But yes, I take the crystals and I set them in the
things.
circle.
Bryn, as Celine points towards the desk, and there's ink and blah blah blah, and you look upon it. Yup. This entire station, you kind of like pull one of the drawers open. It has chalk.
Wizard, get your shit back here.
It has
Scribe
incense.
those spells in your book.
Well, I can only scribe one, and it takes time.
I'm gonna just slip on back here.
Yeah,
Just
actually, that's a good idea.
do-
I don't know
right
what's gonna
back on
happen. I mean, the circle's not completed, so I don't think it's gonna be as cataclysmic as it was originally that caused all these
and
people to
this
disappear.
person, I'm gonna gesture to the person I'm standing on. This person also didn't think they were going to step into this room and become dust, but
well,
they did.
That was the glyph of warding. That was their own
And I'm gonna
fault.
pull Sebastian. I'm just gonna like tug his jacket back a few steps. Just back up. Just usher him backwards towards me a little bit, away from the.
You know what?
Circle.
Actually, we've made a whole point about it. I will set the crystals on the ground in front of me. I will cast Mage Hand and have the Mage Hand pick up the crystals.
Bravo.
You fly it forward and set it down. Make me a perception check, Bryn. Marcus will say that you get to make one too, and that'll be the group's advantage roll.
Marcus, if my
Oh,
arms
that's
were
not bad.
long enough, I would pull you back too, but they're not.
Hey!
I've been looking at this whole time.
As soon as I said I'm gonna put these in the circle, Marcus was like,
Bryn, you look upon it, and as it sits down, you can almost see like a little arcane flickering. It seems to almost like resonate for half a second as it gets close, but it's almost like trying to find the perfect spot like of resonance. It's just really hard to maintain as it kind of sits down. Like for half a second, it kind of touches it, and then it goes inert again.
what I wanted to do, just to be specific, is I wanted to see, because you said it was already waning because it was a broken circle. I wanted to see
The protection
if the
on
crystals.
this room, there seems to be some kind of protective magic in this entire room is waning. The circle is destroyed.
Oh, okay. I wanted to see if the crystals would pull whatever residual magic was left.
Nothing. They seem some of the sigils that are remaining on the third of it still seem to react with it, but nothing beyond that. Marcus, as you stand there, looking upon this, seeing the same flickering, you suddenly hear a and you go very still. It seems to be coming from the mirror.
No, they're dead, Marcus.
Marcus is
It's super muffled.
Stuart.
It's just a
so doesn't recognize the voice.
It's hard to tell.
Henry,
Yes.
is there a reason
No.
I hear a muffled cry for help in the mirror?
I mean, I have no idea. Why would I have any idea?
I didn't even think about that. Now I'm pissed.
Did you see anyone else on the other side of that mirror? when
Yes,
you were
there's
in
a
it?
lot of purple things. There's a tons of stuff in that other side of that mirror. But we also know that there's another adventuring party in here somewhere, right? So
As we're having
Why
this
don't we
conversation,
take
I
a
just
look?
want to bring the crystals back.
if you want to look, take a peek. But it's you know, I would if you
Not
want to.
Marcus, surely. No.
I can always look.
We could always just hold on to the person on their legs or something.
Absolutely not you.
Nope.
Well, no, why not? I
I'll
think
do
it's
it.
fine.
Celine,
Absolutely not.
Celine. You yourself said that you could not pass through the mirror. All of us have passed through the mirrors because we were pulled through, correct?
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
Yes.
None of us showed ourselves in front of this mirror particular before it was covered. I can uncover the mirror, we all stay back, and if nothing passes through,
What if you're pulled in? Marcus, you will die.
That also-
Henry was ripped apart by countless creatures. It was.
Who said I would stand that close? I'm not going to stand this.
That
As he's
also
talking.
that also brings up another question though, that none of us were able to go through the mirrors, but we got pulled through by the purple things, is why was Henry able to go back through the other side of the mirror? Has anyone
The whole
questioned
hand.
that? Did we question that yet?
No.
Hello.
I.
Probably something CC did.
Mhm,
Yes.
mhm.
Who knows?
Yeah.
Anyway,
Or
we should
it
be
possibly
always look
works
through.
like the valves in our hearts. You can pass through one direction easily, but not the other.
Exactly.
Or Henry's a purple thing because we've seen them change into us once before.
Yeah, absolutely. Anyway, I think someone should, pull the cover down. I'll stand in front of the mirror. If I get pulled in, it'll be completely fine. I'm indestructible. Nothing bad's happened to me yet.
I.
I mean, you
Absolutely
saw me turn into a rage
not.
monster, right? How could I be the purple thing?
Well, the purple thing used Marcus's magic.
Yeah.
And I'm pretty sure raged into the rage thing the first time we ran into.
I think I was already raged when I was pulled through the first time, right? So they didn't actually do it. God. Oh,
All right, what's something?
not gonna
What's
do it.
something
I'm
that
Okay, I was about to
pushing
say
VTT.
Sebastian just walks past.
only
him.
Henry would know
God.
that I would know to ask him? There's got to be a question like that.
Henry, what's your birthday?
Henry, what was your grade on your final in my anatomy class?
it was pretty. I think I got like a solid like B. It was I got a little distracted if I'm being honest. It's not my favorite subject either.
Checks out.
Anyone opposed to me just doing this? If I get
I hate to say it, but I do like Celine's idea
Yes.
of whoever does it being invisible.
Yes, I am opposed. I am drastically
Please be.
opposed.
CC, it'll be completely fine. Just turn me invisible, and I'll be fine.
I believe Celine. I think we should
Also
not do it.
opposed to that. Thank you.
We should just
Well-
leave it
Ooh.
alone.
But what if this is a doorway? I believe this is a doorway into.
Are they still making noise on the other side of it?
And there's somebody still
That's
making
someone
noise in
else.
there. Listen, turn me
It's so
invisible
hard to
now,
hear,
or I'm going
Marcus.
to do it without being invisible.
I turn him invisible.
Okay.
As you
I
kick it back right there, the mirror kind of like passing through, you can see through yourself to the back of the room. You can see a little bit of the magic circle again reflecting from the ground upward into the place. And as you look at it, go ahead and make me a perception check.
All right.
I swear to
Um,
God. Dude.
I hate this. I hate
And
this. I fucking
also-
hate this.
Can you tell me if I fail? Because if I fail, I'm going to use my Pact of the Talisman. I'm going to use my Pact Boon to add a D4. But it's only if I fail. So. And then Perception, you said? Sorry.
Mhm.
Okay. That's good.
That's not bad.
It-
That's not bad.
That's
So
great.
it says if I fail, then I use a D4. I can use a D4.
Sebastian,
Potentially turning it into a success.
you disappear from view for Celine. And Celine, I mean, you know where he stands.
Oh, right.
That identifiable musk of your brothers.
You could detect magic too and see him if you really wanted to.
It's true. But both are concentration, so she would lose one.
Oh, you're right. You're
Yep.
right. You're right.
Right.
So yes, you would definitely see him if you cast it.
Yes. Nice.
What we
Nice.
should
That
have
is a good
done
one.
is I should have turned him invisible and then.
It's true. As you look into the mirror, Sebastian, you see yourself looking at yourself
Excellent.
when you should not be able to do so, since you are invisible, which
That's a fair
affects mirrors as well.
Mm-hmm.
And with that, we're going to leave it for this week's session and resolve how this is going to go next week.
Great. Looking beautiful as always,
Save that
though.
D4. Whatever. Remind me definitely next week to use
Okay.
that D4. Possibly.
Okay.
No.
I'm okay with Sebastian seeing himself only because it means that he's not looking at fucking Henry, which is what I was fully expecting.
That's
to
what I was
happen.
worried about too. And I was gonna, we were just gonna kill the purple person. If that happened.
Henry is fine. By the
Alrighty.
way, did we get a short rest? Did we short rest?
Yeah,
What is
at this point, you guys spent a
did.
lot of time chatting. Yeah, you guys would have gotten a long rest in.
Thank
But
you.
wait.
Oh,
Before we
good.
click buttons, because you cast your spell, we'll have to account for that next week. I'm gonna honestly, or we'll do it after the stream at the very least, because you're down a spell slot regardless, Celine. So that is not backup. You see what I'm saying? Because you would have taken the short rest and then cast the spell most recently.
Well,
Oh,
I
yeah,
think her
it's
invisibility
fine.
thing is from it's from
yeah, it's a-
Shadow
it's a
Touched or
feat.
whatever, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah, I got
Yeah,
you. Like the one a day use. All right, cool. With that, we're going to be looking at another stream that we can rate really quick, of course. But thank you guys so much for watching. We got it. We got a jelly fighted. That jelly was fun. That jelly was fucking brutal. Oh my god, Brendan, you were so close to dying. You were so close to death. Holy shit.
And then you would have figured out all the shit that we just figured out.
And you haven't even. Oh, there's still
Bren.
so much more in this book. Okay, anyway, I'm super excited for next week for multiple reasons. But thank you guys all so much for watching. Of course, all of our sponsors, everything from Foundry VTT, who are making fantastic content. They just hired a bunch of new people for their modules, and House Divided is a fantastic one. So much stuff. That little carpet moving over, mwah, chef's kiss, amazing. Being able to just click a
that's
button
so
and
good.
it's just done, right? Sorcerer's Candle, wonderful candle maker. Check them out on Etsy, and you get half off with the Polyhedra, coupon code. So 100% check that out. And of course, Silky Noir, if you are on the server. Silky Noir is a fantastic commissioned artist who makes fantastic little art. So if you're going to check it out, we're going to rate someone really quick. So stay tuned while we do that. Thank you guys so much for watching. We'll catch you guys next week.